If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day. Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay one P&P all day.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page. Sewing has been part of the Great British heritage for thousands of years, starting with hand sewing with English paper piecing and then progressing to machines to give us high-end British tailoring. We are proud to be a nation of sewists. So to commemorate this, Sewing Street is holding Great British Sewing Week. Tune in from Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July for celebrations of all things British. We have the traditional prints from Liberty and William Morris, as well as makes from our talented guest designers. Keep a lookout for some special giveaways and some new and familiar faces. Join us from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July on Freeview 72, Sky 670, YouTube and Facebook Live.
I'm here, I forgot my ring. My ring's in my dressing room. Sorry, I just did my moisturiser, did my seams moisturiser. Completely forgot my ring back on. It feels weird not having it on. Anyway, good morning. Before we start today's Early Bird, I just want to tell you about today's prize. Because you know, everybody who buys something today, whether it's from me on Sewing Street or me on Yarn Lane, or on the website, you will go into a virtual hat. And tomorrow... today, one of you will win this, and tomorrow I'll announce it. Look at today's prize. I know. It is a cave. Oh, look. Oh, I'm flicking it. You can't see it so still. Look at this. Look. And what I'll do is when I get the name of the person that's won it tomorrow, I'll put your name on here as well. I'll sign it specifically to you. So that's everybody who buys today. Your name will go in the hat. Now, later on today, I will be announcing the person who... that's a nice picture of my hand, Elliot. Oh, is the sound all wrong? Am I switched on? Yeah. Anyway, so later on today, I will be announcing the person who won yesterday's prize, which I'll show you a picture of later. I won't show it to you now. So let's start today's Early Bird. Now, you most probably look at that going, what is that, John? What is an olive palm thimble? Right, okay, you might not get blue, you might get any colour for this, but let me show you what it is. It's brilliant. I've never seen one of these before. What you do is you get your ribbon. Oh, no, I might not be able to do this. I haven't got a bodkin. And you thread the ribbon through the middle. But there you go. Thread the ribbon through. Is it going through? Oh, yeah, there you go. Thread the ribbon through. Then what you do is you tie this like this. Put a little bow in it there. And then what you do is you put your hand in there, like that. There you go, do it like that. Tighten it up, and then it sits there. And then when you're sewing, look, you see, you use that, instead of your thimble like that, you use that bit there. You'll obviously tighten that up a bit better than that. I've not done it tight, but there you go, there you go. There, so it sits in your palm of your hand there, and then you push the needle through like that. Look. Picture there. Oh, they've not put it around the whole of their hand. They've put it around their fingers. Oh, okay. They've just tied it around those fingers there. Oh, no, I don't want mine around my palm. But anyway, push it through there. Perfect sewing notion. Protects your fingers. Adjustable and comfortable. Pass the ribbon through the hole of the thimble. Not the ribbon, just the size. Wear the thimble on the oh, they're just saying on the middle of the ring finger. There you see, like that. Brand new today. Brand spanking new today. £3.99, special price, £3.99. Oh no, I wonder why it's called the olive. Big olive that size, Hannah's saying. Anyway, you keep looking at that. I'll just do some names while you're checking out on these. Morning, Mr. Scott, says Leslie. Jenny says good morning and team. I'll try to lay it down. Okay, there you go. Okay, Morag says, morning, John and team. Please, you got in early for Victoria. Oh, yeah, you got Victoria Peat's Elves. Brilliant. She's going to lie back in bed. Oh, she's got 2 slip discs. Oh, Morag, you take care. Cousin Susan says, good morning. Sue says, good morning. Lynn says, good morning. Hope you're well. You're looking good. Carol says, morning, John. This is the best prize draw. We'll have to buy something today and keep everything crossed. Claire says, good morning, John and all. The circus is in town. She means Silverstone, you know, the Grand Prix. Good morning, cheerful John and team, says Laurie. Alison, Marion, Alison, Mama Bebe. Can you sign my thread box? It should be in the green room waiting for me. Don't put anything rude. Oh, Alison, Marion, I'll have to have a look. I haven't seen it. Marina says, morning, gorgeous. Morning, all. Morning, all. I was going to say something else quite profound then. The early bird special. That's how profound it was. Beautiful. £3.99. Keep going through for that. Now, I've got no panel of the week this week, remember, because it's sold out. So you have to wait till Tuesday now for you. Oh, I'm not sure if there's one next week. I'll find out. Sarah says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sarah. And there you go. Look, these are the colours you could get. Oh, she's doing a Sashiko. I'm saying she. Oh, look at her fingernails. Don't look at her fingernails. So there's 3 different colours there. Pink, purple and blue. Couldn't think of that name then. Purple. Good for you doing your hand quilting. You know, kind of you've got to get through a few layers of quilts and everything. She's actually doing that Sashiko wrong, isn't she? Because you don't pull it through till you've got several stitches on your needle. Veronica says, morning, John. Last day at work, so I can watch the whole show tomorrow. Lulu says, morning, John. Lovely to see you on this lovely sunny day. It is a beautiful day here as well. Morning, John and team, says Carol. Loving the shirt. Thank you. Lo bought this shirt for me a long time ago. Anyway, keep going through for that. Keep going. Oh, and early bird again. Elliot loves that because it took him ages to make it. He's been making a cartoon this week, apparently. Morning, John, from a beautiful South Devon, says Jill. Okay, now, Hannah, you know how we normally go, price comparison. We can only find it in America at the moment. I'm sure there will be somewhere here, but at the moment, we can only find it in America. Yeah. It's mainly what? Yeah, mainly dollars. Bernie says, happy Friday, everybody. Hello, happy Friday. Oh, I do feel weird without my ring on. Isn't that strange? Anyway, $3.99. Keep going through. Elliot just feels weird, full stop. We don't like to say anything, that's because he is. Do you know what he's done this morning? He's surrounded his desk in cushions this morning, like he's going to lie on the floor. Happy Friday, says Sophia, watching whilst working from home today. Oh. $3.99. Keep going through for these. Lynn says, my Jackapoo Mitzi runs at the TV every time the early bird comes on. I'm pleased for Elliot, but he won't be... I'm pleased for Elliot, but he won't be when the TV finishes up on the floor. Oh, Mitzi! Did you see it, Mitzi? Mitzi, jump! Jump! Oh. There. Well, yeah. Princess says, morning, John. You look very sunny this morning. You match my weather. Is your weather fat and old? I know. Okay, this is available on the Long River. Well, it's not, because it's not got any stock. Not got any stock. Lowe says, morning, John, from sunny Dorset. Paddleboarding today. Oh, now that I'd pay to see. Right, there they are. 2 pieces. Yeah. That's the only UK one we can find. There's no price on it either. There you go. Well done. Morning, says Margaret. You're looking good. Thank you. Sandy says, morning, John. I was getting up. Could you demo the early bird again, please? Oh, Sandy. Lynn says, behave. What have I done wrong? Okay, Sandy. Was it Sandy? Sandy, what you do is you take the ribbon. I've knotted it now. And you push it through there. You put it over those 2 fingers. You make it nice and tight. Then when you're stitching, you can, instead of using a thimble here, you can use that to push it through. Look. Oh, sorry, there's the picture. Oh. Okay, got an American price comparison. I'm not suggesting you buy it from America, but here you go. Oh. $8.95. Sold out. Sold out, that's about £5, isn't it? But then if you bought them there, you have to pay postage from America, wouldn't you? And duty, no doubt. No duty. Oh, no duty. What do you mean? Right, moving over. Shall we have a look at today's menu? We'll get the early bird, you watch. There you go, menu. Oh, no, we didn't. So in this first hour, I've got fabulous fabrics. Excuse me. And I've got brand new fabric. Brand new Lewis and Irene. It's beautiful. Then at 9 o'clock, oh, excuse me. Excuse-moi. It's the aircon, I think. We've got traditional tote bag with Julie Kelly. Now, if you have a look at here, we've got a picture of it. That's the red version. We also have a blue version. And we also have a green version. We haven't got the green. We haven't got the green because it's not made yet. It's not made yet. Julie's making the green one in the show. And the little pouch you just saw then, that's made with the added extra. So you can make those from the extra bits, the pouch or the scrunchie or the hairband. You can make those from the... right, back to the menu then. Oh, Victoria Peat is in the building. FPP Christmas cushions. We have got 2 lots. Oh, they've got 4 there. But you got the Elves and you've got the... Oh, there's the Elves. Never been seen anywhere before. They have never been seen anywhere before. They are absolutely flying out. Brand spanking new. Never been seen before. And Mr. and Mrs. Claus, which you might have seen before, there's a chance they'll sell out before we even get to the show. So if you want those, I'll show you how to do it in a minute when we do pre-order in a second. I haven't even finished the menu yet, have I? Then Julie's back, and she's doing a sewing room wall hanging from that lovely book. Do you love that book? Let's have a look. There we go. That's the one we're doing today. Create. Okay, right. Well, let's go. Well, in a minute. There's all sorts of things I need to tell you. I'll do that in a minute. Then at 12 o'clock, Yarn Lane Kit Roundup. Now, we were here for hours yesterday sorting that out because there's so much. In fact, I'll get Hannah to put that on pre-order soon. Oh, it's on there already. It's on there already. Go to Yarn Lane in a little while and look at the kit roundup. We've got so much in that hour. I don't know how we're going to cope. And we'll be packing away till tomorrow at this rate. Anyway, there are 3 ways you can get in touch. The first way is by email. studio@sewingstreet.com, studio@sewingstreet.com. The second way is by Facebook Live, which are the ones I've been reading out to you. And that's on the Facebook Live. And then the third way is you go to the website, www.sewingstreet.com. You click on Watch the Live Show. Oh, it normally says Watch Live John Scott, doesn't it? No. It normally says the name of the show. Doesn't say it today. Anyway, if you look at the little white box on the right-hand side, you can write your message there. Hannah's just shouting, hello, John. It's Hannah. Lovely. Your best friend forever. And send it through. They're the white boxes that came up across the screen. Now, scroll down. This is the important bit. Everything, keep going. Oh, right, what? Right, okay. When it goes for real, in a minute, there'll be two columns. On the left-hand side, there'll be show deals. And on the right-hand side, there'll be pre-order. Click on pre-order and you'll see this is all the fabulous fabric from the first hour. Lewis and Irene, beautiful. Mega bundles, mini mega bundles. Lewis and Irene. Beautiful. Got all that to show you. There we've got some Cafe. Right, there are the bags, panel bags. No, bag panels even. The instructions are written, I have to tell you, the instructions are written on the panels. You don't even need paper instructions. Then we've got, there you go. Now these are flying out. These are absolutely flying out. Victoria Peat's Christmas Elves and Victoria, you get both of them for $24.99 or both of them for $24.99. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Claus is down to single figures already. And the Elves, which have never, ever been seen before. I've got more of the stock of the Elves because obviously it's brand new. But a quarter of the stock has gone already. Then we've got all the bits and bobs that you need to do that. Oh, actually that says, oh, okay. No, nothing. I thought it was the other lighting box we had. Oh, okay. There's our fabulous A3 light box. Right, now there's the book, $10.99. This is Julie's second hour. Right. So, okay, so that's got a panel, half metre of fabric, plus the book for $19.99. That's not right. That's a nice picture, isn't it? Anyway, that's everything. And then if you go to Yarn Lane, you can see all of the kits we've got in the kit roundup. And remember, everybody who buys today, excuse me, everybody who buys today, your name will go in the hat. And tomorrow, I will shout out that one of you has won the Cafe Facet, there you go, the Cafe Facet 10-inch charm pack, layer cake, plus, yeah, some have said that's the best prize ever. Yeah, Hannah didn't. Hannah said something rude about it. Anyway, let's start. I've done everything now, haven't I? Let's start. Brand new fabric from Lewis and Irene now. It's beautiful, this, look. Look at this, right? Elliot will show you in a second. What's the matter? My audios? What's wrong with my audio? Oh, it'll be that. What's the name of that young lad that was in there earlier? Oh, look! You get all of this for $69.90. $69.90. There are 10 fabrics in there, 5 meters of fabric. I love these. Now, I have got them all by the half meter as well in a minute, but I just thought, I know a lot of you love a mega bundle. I know, it's beautiful. £69.90. So that means you'll get half a metre of each of these. Now, if you buy 2, they don't come joined together. You'll still get a metre, but you get 2 half metres of that, 2 half metres of that, 2 half metres of that, 2 half metres of that. We love Lewis and Irene. Hilary says, morning, John, from a beautiful sunny Barnoldswick. I'd love to live there just for the name of the village. Barnoldswick. Bom dia, says Marcia. Beautiful, $69.90. Now, I didn't see Sylv's message earlier saying the early bird would be great for my sprained wrist and ligaments. Oh, no, didn't see that. Right, $69.90, beautiful, 100% cotton, machine washable, quilting weight. Peonies, hydrangeas, and dahlia. Dahlia. I haven't seen it. Is that Dahlia? There's Dahlia. They're Dahlias. So I wonder what they are then. And they're butterflies. No mention of the butterflies. No, Leslie, it was said on... No, Leslie, that was while stocks last and it ran out. They ran out on Monday, I'm afraid. They ran out on Monday, those. Kath says, we'll have to watch tonight. We're going to the beach. Oh, have a lovely day, Kath. Kate said, it's official. I can watch now. I'm on holiday and heading down to Dorset with the camper van and Reggie. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. Oh, how lovely. My garden furniture's not arrived yet. Julie says, morning, John and team from sunny St Albans. Seems everyone's got the sunshine today. Right, buy this. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, I've got them all by the half metre, if you'd like them by the half metre. And that way, you can we cut them off the bolt for you, so you can have as much or as little as you like. So, do you want to go in any particular order, Hannah? Oh, the butterflies are flying out, literally. Look. So, and I've got the butterflies on creamy ivory, but I've also got butterfly... Well, they've just called it green. Let's have a look at them. There we go. See what I mean? It's got green in it, but I'm not sure I'd call it green. We're going with the green one first, though. Oh, the suppliers have called it green. No, it's got green in it, Elliot, that's what I'm saying, but yeah. Love blooms. This one, oh, I love the selvage. They're all hearts. The different, look, I'll show you the different coloured hearts, look. Ah, beautiful. Shelley's off to work. Shelley, you only work at the bottom of the garden, don't you? Not sunny here yet, says June. Oh no, she won't be happy. $6.99. Oh, hang on. Right, okay, I don't want to be the harbinger of doom or anything, but if you go to all the fabric shops at the moment, because of what's happening in the world, with everything, like everything, prices are going up, aren't they? Designer fabrics are one of the first, they've gone up. Go and have a look, right? I don't think we can hold our prices for much longer at $7.49, right? It's 100% cotton, it's machine washable, it's 44 inches wide. What I'm showing you here is only half of it. Look, I'll show you the whole thing, look. So that's what you get for your half a metre. Sunny in Tunbridge Wells, says Carol. Oh, Elliot used to live near there. When he was at university, can you believe it? He went to university. $6.99. Next one. So I've got that same one now on. Oh, now I'm saying it's the same. The butterflies are completely different colours. They've called this one on cream. This is now very, very limited. Not surprised. Look, it's beautiful. What are you thinking of? Oh, you see, now Hannah's seen a border on a quilt. I'm seeing a little girl's dress, like a dungaree dress. Oh, Shelley runs oh, my word. I thought that said garage then. She works somewhere on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. Lulu says, I'm going back to the office on Monday, so I won't be able to watch you. Oh, no. $6.99 for half a metre. Hannah's thinking border of a quilt. I'm thinking little girl's play dress. Right, there's only 5 metres this one left. Brand new. It's brand new, but there's only 5 metres left. I do apologise. Stuart, morning. Oh, now, Stuart has his own fabric shop, right? And he says, you're right about prices. Not only fabric, but all yarns are going up because he's got a wool shop in Long Melford, Suffolk. Okay, I've got no idea. Which of those would it be? Yeah, well, there's the wallpaper bit I didn't get. Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's funny, isn't it? Hannah thinks this looks like wallpaper. Louise says it's a beautiful day with beautiful fabrics. I'll be very distracted. Cream one first. This is beautiful. This is stunning, this one. This looks like my mum and dad had some paintings on the wall in the lounge of like, and it was of garden flowers that somebody done and everything, and had like gold frames and script work underneath. That reminds me of this. So you got hydrangea, you got peony. There's no dahlias on this one, though, are there? None of my dahlias have come up this year. $6.99, I think the slugs got them. Lisa Lee says, morning, everyone. You're the only thing keeping me sane while I recover from my knee op. Wish you were on in the afternoons as well. You can watch Repeat. Watch it all over again. Guess what I'm going to say? Oh, actually, I don't know if it is me on Repeat, though, is it? Isn't it yesterday? Oh, I don't know. Okay, the butterfly fabrics boat. Well, I know one's got less than 5 metres because we said that. One's the white, the cream one's got less than 5 metres. The green one's got less than 10 metres. Just so you know. There you go. This is beautiful. Oh, God, moving on already. Hannah's not taking any prisoners this morning, is she? No. Now I'm seeing a button-through dress. This one. Oh, they called it mauve, have they? Only 6 metres this one left already. Derek says, good morning, Hannah. Emma's not in today, Derek. It's Elliot today. And he said this is one of his favourite shirts, this one. Got a message on my bottom from Lizzie. Hello, John. Beautiful hot sun in Robin Hood country. Nice to see you back on the sewing programme from Lizzie. Lizzie, I've been here since October. I know. We've just retuned. Or she's new to messaging in, maybe. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. Lovely of you to message in. Who on my bottom? Anne. Hi, John. Love that shirt. Very dapper. Clear blue skies in Anglesey this morning. Great show. Thank you to all. No, thank you. Thank you. I love Anglesey. It's beautiful. It's Llanfair PG. And the Men I Centre. Do you know where it is? Do you know, that's lovely, isn't it? HMS Conway, I think it used to be called. That's beautiful as well. That's about to sell out, that one, unless apart from in the mega bundles. Still got some of the mega bundles left. Next. Dahlias next. Now, it'll be interesting to see what colour they call this one. Stone, they've called that. I'd call it mushroom. Or with, no, raspberry chocolate is what I'd call this one. There is what, Elliot? Derek says, good morning, Elliot. They're hearts. This is dahlia, and this is a heart. Come in close, have a look. Morning all, says Ange. Hot in Leeds already. Lucy says, morning. Hot, hot, hot in Bournemouth. Aren't they lovely? Look, little hearts. They're not lychees, they're dahlias. The lychees you eat must be very weird. Lychees aren't spiky, are they? Oh, you've been eating conkers again. $6.99. Now, hang on. They've called this chrysanthemum. But hang on, are we able to check what the designer called these? Sorry. You see, I thought they were chrysanthemums to start with, but then the brief from the designer says it's dahlias. So I don't know why we put chrysanthemums. Dahlia and hearts on what colour? On pale pink. Oh, sorry. Cappuccino. So the designer says the background is called cappuccino, dahlia and hearts. Our naming team have called it chrysanthemum on stone. Or lychees, if Hannah was in charge of the naming department. And then they've got no, they're not lychees. The dahlias on like a paley blue lavender colour. It'll be interesting to see what we call this one. There you go. Excuse me, I'll get into that. $6.99 for half a metre. They've called this chrysanthemums on mauve. Right, dahlias and hearts on light floral blue is with the official title. Kate says, it's really lovely to see such fresh fabric. And John, aren't you looking well groomed and gorgeous? Isn't that weird? I feel a bit rough this morning. Oh, dear. I had weird dreams again last night. Such weird dreams. No, you went in them, Elliot. They're not. No, you went in them either, Hannah. Message. From Heidi, hi. Good morning, John. I love your shirt. Looking forward to you keeping me company while I'm in my craft shed. Love Heidi Hi. Listen, Heidi Hi, you'll be hot in that shed today. You will. Oh, yeah, what's a mutt? What's a mutt craft shed? Oh, mountain. It's a mountain. Thank you. Right, now the next one, the very, very subtle. I call this one a blender. This is like a very subtle. I don't know which flower this one's meant to be, actually. Petals. Oh, we've called it flowers, but it's actually called petals. Right, let's see what colour this one is. We've called it stone, obviously. I'd say it was pale aubergine. Myself. $6.99. Oh, do you know what I fancy? I've said that's baba ganoush. Oh. $6.99. $6.99. Crazy Rain says good morning. That's fine. I'll pay. Elizabeth says, morning, John. Oh, no. Elizabeth's all out of sorts today and a bit weepy. Oh, no. Oh, Elizabeth, we're all sending you lots of love. I don't understand the message, but we're sending you lots of love, right? And then Margaret says, your shirt really suits you. You're very bright and breezy, just like you. Oh, thank you. I'm not really. I'm in a grumpy old so-and-so. Yeah, Hannah's the breezy one today. When little Paul's in, we can always rely on him having wind. Elliot's just full of hot air. This is nice. I love this colour. Now, shirt as this one would look beautiful, wouldn't it? Subtle, but beautiful. Little Blaz would be nice. Joanne says, hi, John, looking very dapper. Where did you get your gorgeous shirts from? Joanne, they're from a company called, I'll just tell you, Joanne, Claudio Lugli Shirts. Claudio Lugli Shirts. They sell all over the place, but they've got a website of their own that you can go straight to, or there's a link on my Facebook page normally. Oh, hey, Cindy Nanny Jill, we've not heard from ages. Hooray, Victoria Peat is back. I've ordered mine already from Silly Nanny Jill. How are you, my love? Aww. Yeah. Oh, no. Right, so this one on its own has sold out. Elliot, there you go. That one is sold out on its own. It's still in the mega bundle. And the other one, and there's only 3 meters of that one left now. Loads in baskets. Right, okay. Now, but if you missed that, get the mega bundle, because you can get ½ meter in the mega bundle. Right, last but not least, peonies. Flower heads, we've called it. Peonies in pink. They don't last long, do they, in the garden, peonies? They come and they go. Isn't that lovely? Now, the detail is incredible. You've got 4 different shades of peony in there. There's no leaves, no, they're not leaves. Where's the leaf? Oh, there, like a little individual leaf there and there. They're not peony leaves, though, are they? Sorry, Elliot, I got it wrong. I have a Claudio Lugli shirt in lilac paisley, but it's a bit snug now. Yeah, Jill, a lot of mine are a bit snug as well. Let me show you this up. Let me hold this up for you. Look, it's beautiful, isn't it? Jackie says, morning, John and team. You grumpy, never. Jackie, you don't see me when I come in the morning. Hannah goes, it's all for the 2 hours. Well, the 2 hours we're meant to be prepping. She's like, it'll be over soon, John. It'll be over soon. And then earlier she was saying, it's the weekend tomorrow, John. We're all right. It's the weekend. I'm here all weekend. You're directing, are you? With little Paul producing? Oh, that'll be interesting. I said yesterday there'll be fisticuffs in the gallery this weekend. Right, now I've got that one in the blue, the powder blue colour, or Wedgwood blue, I'd call it maybe. There you go. Oh, it's lovely. Look. Oh, sorry, have I gone too fast? Sorry. Christopher says there's no such thing as a blue peony. And Christopher knows because he's one of London's top florists. What are you saying, Han? There's only 7 metres of this one left. It's beautiful though, isn't it? Looks Elizabethan almost, doesn't it? Hannah would like some pyjamas with shorts, please, out of this, if anyone's making them. Has the peony fabric got a faded colour in the background? Okay, I'll explain what it is. If you look, the background is actually white. Then you've got your dark peony, your medium peony, your lines only peonies, and then in here, as Elliot pointed out so cleverly, there's a leaf. Very clever of Elliot, that was. £6.99 for half a metre. I know, £6.99 for half a metre. Was Love Island good last night? I had to watch, when I got home last night, I watched the night before's episode. And Brad was such a gentleman, wasn't he? I felt so sorry for him. Anyway, you just carry on looking at the flowers. Message on the bottom. Morning, John and Co. You look wonderful today in your super shirt. Oh, thank you, V. Isn't it funny? You wear a different shirt and suddenly you look different. I haven't put any product in my hair today either. If you look, it's just carefree today. Yeah, Elliot, thank you. £6.99 for half a metre. Let's go back to the mega bundle now you've seen them all, because some of these fabrics are now only available in the mega bundle. Mega bundle time. Oh, actually, if you look. Let's do it like that. Let's do that. So in the mega bundle, you get half a metre of everything. Now that's sold out on its own. This one's, oh, now look, now does that one go there? Butterflies are very close. You get all of those, you have to choose. This one's almost sold out as well. Princess says, I haven't caught up with Love Island yet, no spoilers. Oh, I haven't watched last night's either. I haven't watched last night's. Watch the night before, catch up the next day. I can see a blurred peony too, says Christopher. Yeah, lovely, beautiful. Oh yeah, there's 3, yeah. Lovely, we're going to move on. Brand new today, that is. Absolutely brand new today. Now I'll just explain this, right? So, I've got a mega bundle where you get all of these fabrics, right? Now, but I've also got 3 mini bundles as well. So I'll show you the mega bundle first of all. Oh. We're saving £5 on this. Not sure why. Right, okay, so I'm putting them out in the mini mega bundles, but in this mega bundle for $99.85. No, you're not supposed to have split pay. Well, no, that. Oh, do you know why? Because when it started off, it would be at $104.85, which you do get split pay. When they take £5 off, they don't take that away, so you can get it on split pay. So this is the blue mini bundle. This is that kind of purpley mini bundle. We get all of this for this bundle, all of these. We must have reordered this, you know, because I'm sure we had sellouts when I launched this the first time. Beautiful. Very popular. So they are your 3 bundles. Right. This is it now. We're down to, how many you say? 9 or 10? We're down to 9 of these now. That's it. We will not be able to make this again for you. So if you want all of these fabrics, so there's 7.5 metres, 15 fabrics in there, you're getting £5 off, and if you want it, you're getting split pay. Beautiful. Look at that, 2 payments of £49.92. And now, the split payments, you don't have to take it if you don't want to. You can pay it all in one go if you want to. But also, if you do take split payments, there's no interest charge whatsoever. We just split it in two. So you pay your first one today or whenever it's dispatched of $49.92. If you haven't bought anything else, then your P&P will be added to the first one. And then after that, you pay another $49.92 in a month's time, and that's it paid for. It's lovely. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Honeycomb. You've got this lovely kind of drawn toile version there. This is I just love this one. That's just such a beautiful fabric, that one there. Right, please be careful, because I've only got 8 left now and lots in baskets. So you get all 3 of these. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I'd love it, John, but I can't afford $99.85 right now. In a minute, I'm going to show you that as a bundle, that as a bundle, and that as a bundle. So maybe you just want the blues. Maybe you just want the naturals and neutrals. Maybe you just want the pink and purples. Well, I'll come back to that in a minute. But which one would you like to do first, Hannah? Yeah. Okay, so this is one I'm doing first. Oh, no! There's only 4 of these. $33.99. That doesn't seem enough. Anyway, there's only 4 of these bundles left. So you get half a metre of your bumblebees. You get half a metre of your honeycomb. Half a metre of your toile. That is just adorable, isn't it? Half a metre of that. And half a metre of the icons. Right, there are now 3 and we cannot make it again. This is your last chance now. Last chance to get this bundle. Suzanne says, good morning, John, Hannah and Elliot. The bundle is flipping gorgeous. It is. £33.99. We cannot make any of these bundles again once these have sold. And I'm down to, what, 3 of these now? 3 of these, that's it. That's it, just 3, Elliot. You can get the mega bundle, but there's only 7 of those left. Or you can buy this bundle for $33.99. Beautiful, isn't it, by Lewis and Irene? Look at that. Okay, more people got that in their baskets than we've got stock of. Blue or purple next? Right, I'm being honest with you, I've got 9 of these left now, already 9 of these. So, you get your toile drawing there. You get your bumblebees. You get this just magnificent fabric. Then your honeycomb, and then you get your icons on a darker blue. It's just stunning, isn't it? Beautiful. That's the blues, $33.99. I'm going to cough, excuse me. Thank you. $33.99. Half metre, half metre, half metre, half metre, half metre. 2.5 metres of fabric for $33.99. It's Lewis and Irene. It's 44 inches wide. It's machine washable. It's quilting weight cotton. And we won't be able to make these again. We will not, when these bundles are sold, that is it. We cannot do them again. Last call. Last call for the blue. What? Hannah's thinking of when the aeroplane, they call you up to go Rose. Oh. $33.99. Now this one, this is beautiful, this one. Not anymore. Here we go. So this one, you get the honeycomb in the lilac. That colour is just glorious, isn't it? Then we've got the bumblebees on a soft lavender. Then we've got that glorious, glorious print of a fabric there. I'll open it out for you in a minute. And then you've got the icons underneath it. Now, isn't that funny? The icons look completely different on the lilac, don't they? They did on the other ones. But look at this. I'll just show you this one. Look, isn't that beautiful? Whether you're doing EPP or you're doing fussy cutting. The cream bundle has now sold out. Never to return ever again. Sounds a bit... No? Can't come back? How many of these have I got? Sorry, I didn't... Okay, we've got 10 of these ones left. There you go. So now Hannah's singing Circle of Life for some reason. You've got clover on here. Clover and honeysuckle. Bees. Now, they're not called beehives, are they? They're called schleps or something like that, aren't they? Kelps or something. Beautiful. That's your purple. Have we called it a blush? We've called it blush. Oh, Hannah's nose blowing started already. It's only 8:45. It's the pollen high today. 33.99. What does that mean? Now, so we go to the mega bundle again. Do the mega before I move on to the next fabric. Mega bundle. Right now, remember, this is sold out now. This bundle here is sold out. So the only way you can get those fabrics now is in the mega bundle. Skeps. Thank you, Margaret. Skeps. Aren't they lovely, though? 99.85. You get all of those, 7.5 meters. You get the £5 off. For some reason, no idea why. And it's dropped down into split pay, which it really shouldn't be. 2 payments of £49.92. No interest charge whatsoever. It's lovely, isn't it? Love these. Oh, yes, I will do. Check out if you want those, because, well, the cream one's gone, obviously. Well done. If you got those, they're beautiful. Right. Now, these, I can't show you these. I can show you them, but I can't show you them, right? Because they glow in the dark. And someone's stolen the batteries out of the glow. And there was this lovely, what was that man called this morning? Connor, right? Connor said, oh, I'll run over to Gempori and get you some. How sweet is that? I said, oh, it's right. Very sweet to him. We like him. We like Connor. Right. I've got, these are glow-in-the-dark fabrics. Only got them in these 2. Dark blue one first. Beautiful. Are you going to put them on a quilt? Are you going to make some bedroom cushions, something like that? I mean, I'm thinking bedrooms because it'd be in a kid's bedroom and they can just glow in the dark. I don't know if we've got a picture of what it looks like glowing in the dark or not. No. What happens is these white bits here glow in the dark. Can you see? No. Oh! Susan brought my sister back to mine from Norfolk, so making her watch you this morning. What's your sister called, Susan? Oh, was Elliot gone? Susan, what's your sister called? You don't make her. If she doesn't want to watch, she doesn't have to watch. What's going on? Who's coming in and out that door? Okay. Okay. Okay, Elliot's left. He's gone to lie down for a few minutes, he says. It's a glow-in-the-dark fabric. Julia, poor old Julia's been made to watch us. Whether she... Are they keeping the breakfast from you, Julia, until you've watched a show? Right, okay. Now go with the grey background. It's like a school grey, this one. Hannah's directing and producing at the moment, everyone. That's why I've gone quiet. Okay, take the lights down then, Hannah. Oh, there you go, there you go. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, now go back down again. There you go. You don't need the torch. Basically, the torch is doing what it will do at night time. It's what glowing in the background? What's that on the shelves? There's something over there. What is it behind me, though, that's lit? Anyway. It's like the start of Frankie Goes to Hollywood videos. Do, 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 do. He watches, you know. Frankie Goes to Hollywood watches. Holly Johnson, he watches. So does Russell Grant. Russell Grant sent me a message this week. I'll just, you know. Hello, Russell Grant. Hello, Holly Johnson. Yeah. Right, now where am I going now? I've only got a few minutes left. I have indeed. Will we get through all of these, I wonder? We're going to have a romp through these. These are lovely. Now, these were the fabrics that Emma Bradford used when she did the Fat Robin. Right, now it's not a mega bundle. It's 5 smaller bundles. Okay, right. So these are 5 smaller bundles. They're not a mega bundle. Which one do you want to go to first? Thistles first. Okay, so this is a bundle of 3 fabrics. There's the red, the purple, and then the purple on purple. Oh dear, Samantha. Samantha says my mum refuses to watch. I have to secretly watch on my laptop. Oh, does she hate us that much? Samantha. Oh no, Susan. Oh, there's one left. Buy this, don't look at me. One left. Oh, Susan says she knows that I watch it, so she doesn't mind watching it. That's Julia. But Samantha's mum refuses to watch. Next one. Which one do you want to do next then? Yep. Stags on crosshatch. And there's oh, actually I've said stags, but there's baby deers on there as well, look. Purple, doe. Purple, blue, and green. The green one, oh no, actually that's creases in the fabric. That's not, I was about to say, which one's got an added texture? It's not, it's the creases in the fabric. Elliot couldn't get the iron to work this morning, obviously. Anyway, keep going through for these. $19.99. Half metre, half metre, half metre. Beautiful. What for? Turning up. My family know all about you and Sewing Street. I think they just glaze over when I start talking. Oh, Derek says loves the purple stag. Well, Derek used to wear purple when he went out clubbing. He could be Stag of the North, couldn't he? Moving on. The antlers. Who'd like this? Oh, Amy. Elliot's other half would like this. Red, blue, and purple. And why would she like this, Elliot? She's what? Oh, her business card. Her logo for her business is a stag's antlers. $19.99. You get all 3 of these. Half a metre of each. Elliot's waffling. I've got Elliot in my ear for 3 days now. My granddaughters know all about you too. They always ask about you. Oh, Jackie, thank you. Right, I've got 2 left now. Which one? Elliot's whispering suggestiveness down my ear hole, just so you know. My family go... Oh, hang on. My family, something you watching you... Oh, my family go, are you watching that new craft programme again? My friends just go home. You make me feel very special today, ladies. Anyway, this is lovely. Look at this, right? So you got the castle, Monica the Glen, as Hannah likes to call it. And then Angus and baby Angus. Comes in 3 colours. The green, bulrushes, thistles. And then the ivory. And then I'm not quite sure what colour that one would be called. Aubergine mushroom. Plum. Truffle brown. You get all 3 of those for $19.99. Beautiful. Yeah, so Elliot's saying he likes what stands out on different coloured fabrics. So what is it that stand out, Elliot, for you? The grass stands out on that one. The Angus cows. Trees. Thank you, Elliot. Yeah, me too. Then we've got the tartan plaids, the plaid. On a cross, it's on the diagonal, this one. Carol loves watching me. Thank you, Carol, my love. $19.99, 1.5 metres. Now you see again, right, same print, but look how different it looks on the different colours, because that doesn't look as bold as that one, does it? Oh, nobody agrees. Yeah. Okay. Jennifer on the bottom. Job. I think she means John. I watch you every day. You keep me going. Thank you, Jennifer, my love. Or it could be a job to watch me every day. She could be the sewing police, Ofcom, or whatever, the ASOS. No, that's something completely different, isn't it? Who are the people that watch for the adverts? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, those people. Ofcom. I said that, didn't I? I thought I said, who's ASOS then? Oh, that's right, clothes, right, that's right. Oh, have we got time for that? I was waffling for time. I didn't realise. Right, so I've got another bundle here. Oh, no, hang on. Which bundle do you want to do? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, brand new bundle from today. Here we go. This was brand new today. Now, lots of these fabrics are sold out on their own already. So if you want the mega bundle, you get all of these, 1/2 metre of each. Aren't they beautiful? They are peonies, hydrangeas, and dahlias. Dahlia. Maybe it's supposed to say dahlia then. It's a name as well. It's a girl's name as well, isn't it? Lynn, Lynn loves watching me as well. Oh. $69.90 for the whole mega bundle. Now, I can tell you, that one sold out, that one sold out, that one sold out. There was another one that had sold out. Was it that one or that? One of those two is sold out on their own. £69.90. Beautiful, isn't it? Right, I've got to very, very quickly, because Julie's waited to come on. Nothing to do. Oh, that was a funny, you know when you've been crying and you do that. I did one of those just then. I've not been crying. Not today anyway. Oh, did I watch Long Lost Family last night? Oh, cry every time that's on. Right. Nothing to do with Lewis and Irene. Right, now someone else, these have already been on air, but I've not seen them. So which are we doing first? Just so you know, the same fabric, got the fat quarter, 10-inch charm pack and 2.5-inch strip roll. We're doing the fat quarter bundle first. Right, which one? I'm going to open one of them. Which is the best one to open? Oh, okay, I'm not going to open this one. Okay, let's show still from this one. Look at those. June loves it when I waffle. Makes her smile. She's off to the opticians, trying to behave. Does what, sorry? Oh, she likes waffles. Hannah likes waffles. $79.99, the Case Classics Parakeet. 20 fat quarters there. It's not even £4. Well, it's just £4 a fat quarter, isn't it, then? I'm not going to open it because I'm very limited on number of these. 10-inch charm pack, however. I am going to open this one. Well, I can put this one away, can't I, see? Oh, no, you know what they've stopped doing? They've stopped putting them in those bags that you can... Here we go. Now, okay, so these are the fabrics that you're going to get in the fat quarter bundle as well. Convolulus. Look, I love the colours. Was that one the same colour underneath there? Hang on. Look, look, look at the gorgeous colours. This is called Parakeet. Oh, and we love those. Remember those? The disco shells, the disco mermaid tails. Look. How beautiful. Oh, these are so uplifting, these colours, aren't they? That's Hannah's favourite. She'd like a frock out of that. A flamenco dress, she says. Oh, they're chrysanthemums, aren't they? Oh, and you've got the ovoids. What's in here now, then? Oh, no, not feathers, they're leaves. My mum always says, is that funny man on the telly again? Oh. Lo says, you're my clock. When you say I've got to get on, I look at the time. Oh. Right, look. Oh. Yeah, do you see those two there are the same fabric? But look, they're cut in different places. They're going to look completely different, aren't they? Then we've got the greens, convolulus. Then we've got the... I'm never sure what this one... He does this one in lots and lots of different colours, doesn't he? But I'm not... Oh, look. Poppy heads. Oh, yeah, it does look like a caterpillar that way around, doesn't it? Yeah. That's nice, isn't it? The spotty one's lovely. Oh, very psychedelia. No, I don't mean delia. What's it? 3 of those. Then that works beautifully, doesn't it? The spots, that one. They are very two-dress. Feathers! Feathers. I don't think I've seen it in that colourway before. It's nice, isn't it? I'm just getting the other feather ones out so you can see what they look like when they're... Because obviously, depending on where it's been cut from the fabric, it's going to look different, isn't it? Look, there's the other feathers one. Oh, right, that one. Oh, no, it isn't next door. Look, completely different. There you go. Then we've got that one again in the pails. Sue's officially on holiday now. Going off to Cornwall. Oh, that's nice. Did I see that one? Hang on, I missed one out. Beautiful, aren't they? The colours and the colouring in is brilliant, isn't it? They're lovely. Parakeet. Oh, what? Never seen that one before. That's like tumbles, but all different colours. Oh, that's cardboard. I was about to say, this isn't like... this isn't like his colourway. That's the cardboard you get there. $44.99. You get 42 10-inch squares. Oh, love it. Right, okay, and then I'm gone over time. Last but not least, I've got the design roll. In the same fabric, it's not going to open this. Oh, can I? Oh, lovely. What? Am I going to have a coffee? Oh, yeah, I need my vacuum, don't I? Oh, no, actually, this doesn't have that much. Look, now, it's all the same fabrics you've already seen, but in 2.5-inch strips, 44 inches in length. Hannah thinks it looks like a party streamer. Best party ever. How was your birthday party? Carol, I can't really... I can't read out your message, I'm afraid, Carol. Elliot can read it, though. Oh, okay. She's... I'm not going to read it out. John, you must feel like a kid at Christmas sometimes. I do. But you have to give these gifts back, don't you? Beautiful, isn't it? $44.99, you get 40 pieces. For 3 days. Look, there's that one. They're even in the same order. Aren't they beautiful? $44.99. You are loving the strip roll, design roll. They're all 2.5 inches. Oh, look, they're so beautiful. All those colours are incredible, aren't they? Beautiful. Oh, no, Carol, don't apologise. Don't apologise at all. It made me laugh, right? But I just can't say it on telly. $44.99. Loads of you coming in for this. I'm not surprised. It's absolutely stunning. Look at that. All those colours are just... Keep going through for that. Can't believe anyone actually gets paid to stroke fabric as part of their job. You're living my dream, John Scott. Oh. I'll put it away now, though. Okay, please check out. There's loads of you coming through for that one. Loads of you. It's the colours, isn't it? They're joyous, aren't they? Have another look at them before we go. Look. I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it? A flood of colour, as Elliot would say if he was here. You're here in body, Elliot, maybe not in spirit. Look. No, I have to say, Elliot's on quite a perky mood today, just so you all know. Last day of my holiday, says Margaret, doing my favourite thing, watching John Scott and Sewing Street for a whole 5 hours if I don't get interrupted. So that's a hint to any of Margaret's neighbours or friends. Do not ring her up. Do not go to the front door until 1 o'clock. Anyway, we are going to go for a break now because Julie's up after break. We're doing the tote bag. We're doing the tote bag after break. It's on a panel and all the instructions are already printed on the panel. There's a red one, there's a blue one, and there's a green one. Right, brand new design. That's the leftover fabrics they're made of. Right, we'll see you in 3 minutes from now.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Sewing has been part of the great British heritage for thousands of years, starting with hand sewing with English paper piecing and then progressing to machines to give us high-end British tailoring. We are proud to be a nation of sewists. So to commemorate this, Sewing Street is holding Great British Sewing Week. Tune in from Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July for celebrations of all things British. We have the traditional prints from Liberty and William Morris, as well as makes from our talented guest designers. Keep a lookout for some special giveaways and some new and familiar faces. Join us from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July on Freeview 72, Sky 670, YouTube and Facebook Live.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Before we go to Julie, I've just got to tell you about... Oh, sorry, I just moved that up. Oh, I've got too much cake and everything going on here. Oh, that looks even worse now, doesn't it? Anyway, everybody who buys something today, as in all week, if you buy something today, you could win a prize tomorrow. All you need to do is buy something. You don't need to fill in a form. You don't need to answer a question or anything. Today's prize is a 10-inch charm pack layer cake from Cafe, plus the John Scott collection Orifils. Now, what I'm going to do, as soon as I'm told the name of the winner tomorrow, I will sign your name on here. I'll make it personalised to you. These are beautiful, even if I say so myself. You get your silver, you get your sand, you get your light peony, you get your light wedgwood, you get your light fern, and you get a lemon in there as well. You get so much thread on those. They're beautiful. It's a limited collection as well. The John Scott limited collection. So you get both of those. If all you need to do is buy something, your name will go in the hat to be in with a chance of winning that. Later on today, I shall be telling you the winner of yesterday's competition and showing the prize and everything. Right, Julie's here. Hello, Julie. Morning. Morning. Right, now we're making a tote bag. And now I'll do what this, and then, I forgot to get my ring. I knew there was something else I had to do in that break. Can you get Victoria to get my ring for me? Anyway. We've got panels. Now, the panels have got the instructions already on them. So, pink first. So, everything you need, this is a ginormous panel. Look, everything you need is on here. So, you've got your front and your back. You've got your lining. Oh, hang on, I'll just wait for Cat. Brand spanking new today. Brand new design. Front and back lining. Front and back lining. Then you've got here your bag handles. Then you've got your bag facing front, your bag facing back. This here is all spare. That's all spare. And then this here are your instructions. It's a lovely print, isn't it? Ooh, it's a beautiful, beautiful print, isn't it? Lovely, isn't it? That's your outer, that's your inner. Now, I don't think you can swap it round because I think one is smaller than the other because you put a facing on the one on the inside.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you could swap it round, but it just means you'll have a stripe on the outside of your bag. Anyway, it's up to you. £19.99. Move it so. There. So that's your front. That and back, that's your lining, and that's all your handles and everything like that. Oh, hang on, what's this up here? There's another fabric that's free up here as well, look. Oh, hang on, I'll put it into shot. Look. Yeah. There's another bit there that's for free as well. It's lovely, isn't it, that? I wonder if they were thinking originally doing a white one as well. Anyway, that, isn't it beautiful? Absolutely stunning. So that's the pink one. Then we've also got it in, and hang on, the pink one makes, we've got the pink one, picture of the pink one made up. There you go, that's the pink one made up. Now I'm moving on to the blue one. Same but different. It's the same print, but in the blue tones, this one. This is Hannah's favourite. There you go, so that's your front and your back. That's your lining. That's your handles and everything. You get your free bit of white floral at the top there and your big to free here. Plus you get your instructions. $19.99. Beautiful. And that will make you this one, the blue one. There you go. Oh no, it goes for that. Now, the one you haven't seen so far, you've seen a little pouch made out of this one, is the green. The sort of jadey green, this one, isn't it? Beautiful colour. There we go. This is your green one. Blue is leading at the moment, just so you know. Beautiful colour, isn't it? So you get this is your outer bag, that's your lining, that there is your handles and everything. Now, the thing is, right, Hannah's just said she's got enough tote bags, she wants cushions. You can make cushions out of this because what you could do is these could be your cushions here. This could be your binding. You do binding or borders in that. Do you know what I mean? You can make cushions out of that. You can make cushion out of that colourway, cushion out of that colourway, and then these could be your borders. And then, of course, that there is all for free. You can do what you want with this. You cannot buy this anywhere else. It's completely not exclusive to Sewing Street. And it's $19.99. So which one are you going to go for? Pink, blue, or green? Oh, they called it teal. Sorry, they called it teal, not green. Right, so Elliot's favourite is the teal. Oh, teal shot into the lead. Elaine says, hi, John and Julie. I could use the instructions or spare fabric. You've jumped ahead, Elaine. Maybe you should come and sit here, Elaine. I'll go home for the day. Elaine in Kent, you just watch this space. You just watch this space. Right, this has jumped into the lead completely. Quarter of the stock of this is completely gone, checked out, gone, 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 gone. Brand spanking new today. Now, I've got a couple of other things you might want to buy as well, because if you're going to make a pouch, you'd like a zip. Oh, these are nice zips, these. It's a 9-inch YKK zip. YKK being the biggest zip manufacturer in the world. You got a picture of that where we've used, now it's a metal, we've called it a trouser zip. Right, okay. Julie's used a different zip. She used a black one on hers because we didn't send her this one. But that's where you could use that for, the top of your zip, for your top of your pouch. Now, I bet we didn't get a picture of this one. We've also got your Living in Loveliness lobster clasps here. Right? Have you got a picture of that for the key fob? The key fob inside. Remember I said look inside?
Which one's it?
Which one's it on? It's on the red one, the blue one.
Well, there's all the pouchy things.
Oh yeah, you can take that. Yeah.
I think it's
It's
on
on the blue one. I'll get it. Just a little extra. So you know you're always not you. One is always losing one's keys in the bottom of the bag. Well, look, you can make one of these as well. From the little bit of the extra fabric, just make your keychain there. And this is the little fob here. Living in Loveliness fobs, $3.99. You get 2 in there. Look. Lovely idea, isn't it? Then when you get back from doing your shopping, there's none of that, oh, where are my keys? Where's the, you know. Anna could do with this full stop with everything. Every set of keys she's got. And Elliot says he'd have to do it with Amy because he's always losing her. Right. She's trying to escape, Elliot. Don't you get the hint? Right. Now, Julie's here and looking rather gorgeous. I recognise that fabric. Maybe we had it at Sewing Quarter.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, before we do anything, Julie's been featured. Have you got a picture of this, Elliot? You have, haven't you? Yes, you did. Oh, Elliot.
Has he lost it?
I'll do it for the next show. I'll show you in the next show then. She's been in a magazine. Elliot was going to take a picture of it. I gave him the magazine and everything, and he had it on the desk here. Said, "Has everybody finished with everything?" "Yeah, we've all finished with everything. We've all finished." He forgot to take a picture of it. I'll show you in the next. When Julie's on next, I'll show you in the next one. Anyway, are these quite easy to make?
They are. I think good. There's no like finishing seams because it's all in, you know, you bag it out and things. So I think as a beginner, and I've just told one of my friends in Guernsey who's going to take up sewing, I said, this would be perfect.
Oh,
so
I know a very good dentist in Guernsey. My one from London has just moved there.
Can you ship to Guernsey? I don't know what the P&P is for Guernsey.
Oh, I presume we do. Anyway.
So Susie, I've told you this tote bag would be great. So yeah, I think it's it's fantastic, isn't it? The instructions on the panel.
On the panel, everything. So you haven't got a paper thing to lose, or it's not recycled, and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
So I think I think the colour I think it's quite William Morris.
Definitely.
Isn't it?
Definitely.
So and you don't particularly have to worry about right and up, directional print. It could go, And I think
it's all done for you anyway, really, isn't
and I think that's quite because bags get quite grubby, don't they?
Yeah.
So actually, I think that's they're quite strong colours.
Yeah,
so,
strong colours, and they're perfectly washable. We know that because we have to test the thing. Carol makes lanyards with those clips. Good idea. Becky Alexander Frost says good morning, campers. Right, so where do we start? So it's good for a beginner. Where do we start?
So, and I would say definitely if you've got a rotary cutter, because there's lots of straight edges. So so I've prepped and cut all the pieces out. So there was lots of spare little panel bits. So I got creative, but you've got, say, your front and back lining, and I was trying to work out what the little facing is, but it actually matches the handles.
Yes.
So that's quite, so although that's on the inside, it's quite a nice little addition. So we're going to hopefully...
Oh yeah, everything's been thought of completely,
I think they're really nice colours. So you've got a nice sturdy, and we like a sturdy strap. So that's quite nice, sort of thick if you're going to put anything in. So it feels quite robust actually.
Yeah.
And the straps are sewn slightly different that I would have done, but there's a double lot of stitching going on. So yeah.
Okay.
So I shall get cracking.
So you've literally got and the other thing on the panel is everything's labelled. So it tells you what every single piece is for. So it says bag front, bag back, lining front, lining back. Every single thing is labelled. Yeah.
So say your darker colours is your outer. So and say there isn't really a right or wrong way up. So you're literally going to probably should have pinned this before, but you're going to sew round 3 sides, obviously, leaving the top open. So
does it say what seam allowance it is?
Centimetre. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The top of the it is a centimetre. Which they all vary, don't they? Everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Becky Alexander Frost, who was on the other day, within the pattern, she had 3/8 of an inch, quarter of an inch, half an inch. You know, she had lots of different ones. So
I say the Americans are all their inches, aren't they? As well? So I have to look that. To look that up. So right. So let's have a little sew. So I'm just going to whiz round, hopefully.
Okay. Lynn, it could be, I was just saying that could be reversible, but let me just show you what happens is while you're saying that, I'll just show you. So the outside of the bag, you're right there. Yeah. The outside of the bag would be like this, you see, Lynn. I'll turn the right way up. So this is the way it's designed to look, right? So that would be like that. Now, if you did reversible, because there's a facing inside, so you could do it reversible, but look, what it is you get a little, you get the fake, it's still lovely, it's still beautiful. Thank you, Hannah. Sorry, everybody. That's Hannah tried to propose to me. Are you all right with that machine?
Yeah, it's just come on.
Come on thread. Yeah. Okay, I'll carry on talking about this. So look, so it is reversible, but that would be your outside with your facing crossed up, which is still very lovely. Be really, really lovely if you wanted to reversible. And what Julie's done this one, she has done a pocket on this one, which we'll talk about later, which would work on the outside as well.
Yeah.
That's your blue one, obviously. That's the blue finished one there. See, now, the only thing would be is if you did this, do it reversible, you wouldn't want to put your lanyard there. Well, I suppose you could, and that would just be like them.
Right, let's try that again.
What would you want to do that for, Elliot? Elliot's saying he's going to put the lanyard in his pocket, right?
Right. Right,
So you can. So there you go, Carol. Lots of people are asking, could you turn it round? Yes, there you go. So you could turn it round because that's what it would look like if you did it the other way round. So yes, you're perfect. All it is this piece here on the panel is smaller than that piece there. So if you reversed it, the whole of the inside of your bag would all be one colour. It wouldn't have the facing on it, whereas this has got that lovely facing on it. So you can change it around if you want to.
But yeah, some people like pockets on the outside, don't they? Or
Exactly.
So you've got enough spare. So these nice little panels that were spare.
Yeah, just don't put your. This is me saying this. Don't put your purse in a pocket on the outside, just for safety reasons. Not safety. What's it called? Security reasons. Just go round 3 sides. The thing about the fabric, the cotton, is it's so substantial that it's very stable, and you're not going to need to worry about you can pin it if you want to, if you're new, but you don't have to worry about that because it's very, very stable fabric. Oh, hang on, what's Elliot?
That's off-putting. I don't know what you're doing.
What have you lost, Elliot? Sit back in the dressing room now, Elliot, because you'd left it on the table.
Oh, the magazine.
I said, has everybody finished with everything on the table? The answer was yes. Elliot's done everything he needs to do.
Right, and then we just trim our corners.
Yeah.
So just and we do need a little bit of a press.
Yeah.
So
Is the magazine?
Oh, yeah.
Is it obvious when you put it away in your bag?
Oh, there we go. Don't ask me the page number.
I'll find it. He's got his mask on, don't worry. Don't cut up to me, it's fine, because you'll see Elliot in his little shorts.
Oh, God. It is in there, honest.
Thank you.
So you don't need to do anything fancy with the sleeve board or anything. You can just,
Yeah.
so once you've trimmed your corners, it goes,
So because you're pressing them open, but you're pressing
You sort
one flat and one open.
Yeah.
aren't you?
So that's that. That's the outer.
Yeah.
So then I've made, let's move that out of the way. So I've made one of the inner things,
Right.
the inner linings, and you can see this facing, and then there's a little bit of top stitching just to sort of finish it off. So say that matches the handle, so that's quite nice. So I'm just going to do the other.
So you literally just sew that across the top.
Yeah.
And because it's all printed for you, it all fits. It's not. There's no worry about I've got
You're
the
not
right
measuring
thing.
anything, or
No.
So
Brilliant. Question from Anne in Cheshire. Hi Julie, can you give the bag a boxed bottom?
you could, I didn't this time, but I do. I have. I quite like a box bottom, but it's quite generous. It's quite a decent.
It won't be in the instructions though, Anne.
Yeah.
You could do because you just do if you're used to doing. I think basically it's been made for a beginner. Oh, hang on, I'll move that out the way. There you go.
What is going on?
Right. So all you do is, actually it would be on this one, wouldn't it, before you cut it out. All you do is you just decide how big a box bottom you want, and you just take the square off the corner there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Teal, half the stock of the teal one's gone, and we had loads, half the stock's gone. No.
Yeah, but it's a nice heavy, as you say, it's quite a hefty fabric. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Susan says, morning everyone, I'd sew the lanyard into the top seam if you wanted the bag reversible. Loving Julie's jacket. Into the top, oh yes, you could put it right into the top seam, couldn't you? No, you didn't, you said in the pocket, Elliot. You can put it in there when you come to bag it out. Right, okay.
And then you're just pressing the seam, ooh, that gets warm, down. So, because then you're going to top stitch onto the main.
Yes.
I say just.
Carol wants to see what Elliot looks like. Carol, if you've just had your breakfast, you really don't. Yeah. I'll show you him later because Hannah's learning which buttons to press, so I'll show you him later.
Right. So let's increase the stitch length for a little bit of top stitching.
So did you push the seam allowance down to where you're doing the top stitching?
Yeah, just to keep it, yeah. So, and obviously you could play around with what contrasting thread, I mean it's inside the bag, so, well,
Yeah.
unless you're going to reverse it, so, but that just neatens that, so it's all quite,
Yeah.
gives it a bit of stability, I suppose, as well, so.
Yeah, because like you say, you don't need to worry about finishing off any edges because it's all going to be inside.
So if you haven't got an overlock, you don't have to worry if you didn't, you know, all that, which I still don't possess an overlocker. I'm resisting, but...
Oh, no. Once you've got one, you'll wonder why you never got one before.
Yes. But I read all the Facebook things about threading. I was like, oh, God, yeah.
No,
So
overlockers in the past, when I got my first overlocker when I worked in theatre, or the theatre bought it, every time the thread came out, I'd have to be on the phone to go, could you come and rethread it? Now, even I can rethread it. So if I can do it, you definitely can do it.
So, yeah, so I'm just going to... Right, and then the trick with the lining, which I think Jules managed to forget, was leave a gap.
Oh, right.
Leave a gap. So,
and that's in the instructions,
That is in the instructions. There's a 10 centimetre. So, yeah, just looking at the instructions. So, we've done the outer, we've sewn that together, clip the corners, press. This is the bag lining. We've done the little facing at the top. And then we're down to steps 7 and 8, I think. Yeah, stitch down the sides and across the bottom, leave a 10 centimetre turning gap.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, so it's all there. So let's just get... So,
and just using a regular size stitch.
yeah, actually I did put it up for top stitching.
Okay. But did you make it bigger for top
I just made it a
stitching?
bit bigger, yeah. Not masses, but yeah. Just pivoting at the bottom. So you don't have to be, you know, dead accurate on 1 centimetre. You know, it's quite flexible as a beginner, especially as a beginner, because as I leave a generous turning. It's worse when you haven't left a big enough turning. It's worse when you haven't left a big enough turning.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
And you're trying to pull
it through.
Right, so just doing up there.
It's a nice little fix, isn't it? You just want to make something. Some of us occasionally just want something to make quickly, don't we, in the afternoon.
It's definitely a quick,
nice little project like that.
Yeah. Or even a child sort of, a sort of beginner sort of, be a nice kit for a present for a niece or nephew or something. Or
well, especially as we're coming to the summer holidays, aren't we?
Yeah. So let's trim off because I think not really doing sewing much in school. Do they do?
No. A friend of mine's daughter is actually doing, it's called design and technology or something now, isn't it? But they've not been allowed to touch sewing machines. They've only done theory for the whole of the last 18 months.
Oh, right.
Or while they've been going to school, they've not been allowed to do any touching of machines and things.
So again, just press those seams.
Well, yeah, because it's like when you go to sewing classes, you don't use, you have to take your own irons and things like that because you don't want too many people touching the same thing. So in this class, they haven't got a sewing machine each. So, they'd have to share sewing machines. So I presume that's
yeah. I think workshops are beginning to open up a bit more.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But people are still having to stick to the rules, aren't they?
Yeah. So, again, just say you don't need to get inside the bag particularly, which is a bit faffy. So you can just do your... So it all looks better because it's too late once you've got it all together to sort of iron.
Yes, of course, yeah.
So let's do. I was a bit tight on that at the bottom, but so, get my fingers. I think make a nice gift. I think if you wanted to get someone, I like practical sewing. So
Yes.
I like everybody needs a tote bag.
Also, what I would do is I would, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but before I cut it all up, I'd measure all the sections and write it down, because then you've got the instructions if you want to make it again later. You've got the sizes and everything. Maureen wants to know what the finished size is. And Maureen, I'm just looking, someone's nicked my tape measure from this side. So I'm not quite sure what the finished size is. Have you got one over there?
So width is about 34 centimetres.
34 centimetres across.
And down is 44.
44 centimetres, 34 by 44 centimetres. There you go, Maureen. While you're just away from your machine a second, let me just do a recap because I'm worried that they're all going to sell out. So I'm going to start with the pink one. So we've got the pink panel here. Lovely. It's a magenta more than pink. This watch they had. Yeah, remember these are all brand spanking new today. The outside, inside. Beautiful. And then you've got all your facings and everything like that. Oh, hang on, where are they? There you go. There's all your facings and everything there. $19.99. Everything you need, plus your instructions are all on the panel. $19.99. That's your pink one. Then I'm going to move on to blue next. This was the #1 favourite. So you get, that's your outside your bag, that's the inside your bag, and then these are all your facings. This is a free bit of fabric, and this is a free bit of fabric. There's your instructions. $19.99. And then last but not least, I've got the teal. This is way, 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 way in the lead, just so you know, way, way, way in the lead. So this is your outside of your bag. That's your inside of your bag, and they're all your facings. Remember, totally and utterly exclusive Sewing Street. Brand spanking new today. You can't buy these anywhere else. £19.99. Lovely little project to do, and a pretty project to do once it's all done and everything. And if you're thinking about Christmas gifts, all sorts of things like that now would be lovely. Elliot will put bottles in his, empty ones, to take to the bottle bank. Right, so where are we up to then?
So, handles. So, say you, I think last time you had a bag on, you were debating whether people like a short bag.
Yeah, a handle.
For potato carrying or
yeah,
something.
no, because Hannah buys lots of potatoes. So
that was the potato.
Yeah.
But I quite like her because then you can put it over coats and so everybody's a bit different on there. So you've got a nice generous piece for your handles. I was going to say.
Now, we're not putting anything in it, but I suppose you could put some iron-on interfacing inside if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, feels quite sturdy once it's, it's sort of 4 layers, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it's a sturdy fabric, yeah, exactly.
Or put a bit of, I don't know, you could quilt it, I suppose, if you wanted to. If you wanted a padded...
Hannah was saying earlier, she was thinking about whether if she put some H640 in it or something, you could quilt the bag as well.
Yeah.
Ian says, we just had hand stitching at school. The class was called Whiz Up Your Wardrobe. I made my Yorkshire Terrier a tweed dog jacket. Wow. Of course you did, Ian. Message on the bottom.
Oh.
Pin panel on paper before cutting out, then you have pattern. Love all 3, says a collector in Devon. Good idea, good idea. Thank you.
Right, I don't know if this is the sort of classic way of doing handles. Yeah, where you fold in half, crease and then double over. So yeah, seems to be a way a lot of handles are sort of made. So, trying to do
Susie Duncan's watching. Waistband stiffener is good to reinforce bag handles, she says. And so Sarah says, I hope you've got the aircon on the studio. It's boiling out here today. We've got it on if you're too cold, just tell me because I've got freezing. I'm
probably going to take this.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably the other way. So then you're just folding. So it's a nice width. Yeah, it's nothing worse than a thin handle.
No, and also like if you are carrying not just potatoes but anything a bit heavy, there's nothing worse than a bag cutting into your hand at that point, is there?
Yeah.
Cuts off the circulation, Elliot says.
So.
Especially the amount of potatoes he eats, he says.
So I've already made one handle, so that's your, I was going to stitch that together.
Right.
Right,
So are you stitching in one side or both sides?
I do both sides actually, because then it'll stop it sort of
rolling around,
moving around. Yeah. So
perfect.
yeah. So just, I say, I use the guide of the size of the foot as a just to.
Oh yes, now we had, who was it messaged in yesterday, because we were talking about top stitching and edge stitching. It was Christine, and she said when she learned to sew, if you use the width of your foot, that was top stitching, but if you did right on the very edge, 1/8 of an inch, that was edge stitching.
Yeah. I say beginners might want to pin it to, they're not as confident
but then I was
with.
just thinking, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have to hold that at all, and the fabric's stable enough that it
it
doesn't
just
twist.
fed.
Sometimes
Yeah.
if you do that, the fabric can twist a little
Yeah,
bit. Kind of, it's nice
I mean, and then once you iron again, it sort of So the debate is whether I suppose you stitch down the folded end. But
Yeah.
I say it might move a little bit, but it's yeah. All right, so just go down the other side.
So did you make your jacket yourself?
I did. Yes, I did.
It's very nice.
It's about the first thing I've made in 30 years last year in lockdown. Yeah, because I
Oh,
haven't
was
really
it?
got back into sewing clothes as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought I'll go for an easier pattern.
Yeah.
I love this fabric, so yeah. So
So is that where your career started? Your sewing career started doing clothes?
I don't. I've been doing all sorts of. I hadn't really got back. I've been doing all sorts of crafts, and and I knew I could sew, but I hadn't really. And I sort of hadn't sewed anything since I think my bridesmaid dresses.
Oh, okay.
About 27 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So you do the old curtains, and and then my daughter asked me to do a shirt. So for her course.
Yeah.
So then I discovered all these indie patterns, and then I haven't stopped.
She doesn't mean she made her daughter a shirt that her daughter then said was her own. It was one you made for a project.
It was a film. It was a Victorian. Yeah, and then I discovered linen. I used a £5 linen curtain. I went, oh, there's fabric that's out there. So and then I started looking, and now Instagram and all the rest of it, you sort of go,
oh yeah, Pinterest and Instagram. Lots of people get their ideas from Instagram, don't they, Hannah?
I spotted this lady in a top. I think I'm going to say Dutch, and really liked her style, and it looked very COS-like, because I love COS clothes.
Oh yeah.
And sort of like, if I could make clothes similar to COS, I'd be really, really pleased.
Yeah, and they're not cheap, are they, clothes in COS?
No.
No offence to COS, I mean, they're lovely, but they're
in the
not
sale,
cheap.
yeah, they've just got a sale on them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better,
So
yeah.
it's like, But then I discovered, so it was this Swedish company I ended up falling in love with, and that's the top underneath. So that's,
oh, right. Oh, here we go. It's just too hot, you see. The iron's coming off.
The iron's on, so that's, so that's a nice, with this cuff.
Yeah, lovely.
So
You're getting very adventurous.
Yeah.
Jennifer says, morning everyone, going in the hot tub. Oh, why do you want to go in the hot tub on a hot day like today?
Wow.
And then Susie says, fabulous jacket, Julie. I like sewing a wavy stitch on loop handles to stop them rolling up. Ooh.
Oh,
And
stitch.
Beverly wants what? Oh, Beverly wants a future demo of your jacket.
Oh, right.
So we'll put that forward for you. Right, carry on.
So we've got, you just need to focus a bit when you're attaching your handles, because it's, they're 9 centimetres in from the seam. So this is on the, obviously on the outer. And I was a bit confused. I was going, what's that little, why is it sticking?
Why is it a bit extra, yeah. So just put it to your right, just a little bit, just so you can judge the graphics. You're right. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So I was a bit, because I wouldn't normally stick a bit off the end going, oh.
Yeah.
But actually it's because you then end up doing a sort of reinforcing stitch round, so again another sort of anchor, whereas I like quite doing the cross.
Yeah.
The
Oh
sort of
yes.
classic
Yes.
sort of, sort of cross panel. But so you've got your 2 handles, so I'll just measure that up. So I say you can. It doesn't have to be set in stone where you put the handles, but that seems to 9 centimetres does seem to be quite a.
Yeah.
So. And then so I think it's 1 inch sticking out the top. So. Make sure I've got that. So you've got, they're generous handles, so.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And again, like we said, if you don't like a long handle, you can just shorten them and have a bit of fabric left over to do something else with. You know,
Yeah,
so if you just want a little handle.
I
I agree with you. A handle at this length is brilliant because you can use it across your arm, but you can also put your arm through and wear it over your shoulder.
I mean, it might be a bit long if, depends how tall you are.
Depends how tall you are, yeah.
So, and then just remember not to get that twisted.
Yep.
So, and you can just do a little, I just stabbed myself. You just
be
do
careful.
a little catchy stitch across the top
Yeah.
just to keep them in place. So, actually I need to pull off. Yeah, so, and just make sure you sort of, and just do within the seam allowance, just do a little sort of security sort of
like a
stitch
basting
across there.
stitch,
Yeah. So, whoop. Yeah, it's now just getting the time to sew really is the trick with the day job, and but I've really enjoyed. As I say, the outfit in the magazine was fully made. So, yeah. So right.
While you're saying that, I'll just show you. Can you show the picture, Elliot, of in the magazine? This is Julie, just featured in the magazine with the outfit she's wearing today, with a little grey top you've just seen in the kimono. And you made everything in there, did you?
Yep.
And the magazine, it's got an unusual title. It's called Platinum. Is it for what is it for a particular? Trisha Goddard's in it. Sarah Khan's in it. Don't know what that is then. But anyway, nice little feature there about Julie's home sewing secrets. Okay.
So I've just flipped it over and you're just obviously going to do, and you can just match up. As I, you don't really need to measure again, you just match up. Do the same. So just make sure you've not got it twisted. Right. I think I like this colour.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I think that's my favourite.
It's definitely the favourite, isn't it, Hannah? Far in the lead, apparently.
What was it, teal? Was it teal or...
Oh, is it because it's Sewing Street logo colour? Is that what it is? Are you all right?
Yeah, it's just I haven't got a stitch cutter at home, so I get used to not.
Oh, on your machine.
Right. Right. So handles are on. Right. How long have we got? Oh, not too bad.
No, we're all right. Oh, hang on, we have to check because that clock's not always right. How many minutes have we got? Yeah.
Right, so
10 minutes on your demo, that's got.
that's fine. So, right. Now, assembling the bag. So slip the bag outer into the bag lining. This is where you just have to get your bits the right way around, especially if you've not made any.
Oh, now hang on. This one's got a pocket on. When would you put the pocket on? I know we're not doing one on the demo, but
Yes.
when would you put the pocket
Obviously,
on?
before you're sewing all your side seams up. For
So
your
you put it
lining.
on while it's on the flat?
Yes.
Would you?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
completely.
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
you are going to, because the spare fabric, if you're going to put a pocket on like this one, you can use your spare bit of fabric. And this isn't in the instructions, is it? So you just decide how big you want the pocket, and you literally would just place it on the inside there. Have you got one on yours as well?
Yeah, and you can make them as big or, so I think that was just one, I did a split on this one, so yeah.
Oh, okay,
so,
this one's just one big pocket.
Yeah.
So is it bagged out, is it one piece bagged out?
It's folded, turned, yeah.
So you haven't got a seam at the top there, the whole pocket is lined, but you sew that to your lining before you sew your lining bits together. We're not doing that pocket there, but I just thought I'd say that now in case you finish the bag and then go, oh, I wanted to put a pocket on mine.
Don't try and do
so you put it on at that stage. Okay, so now what you're doing is you're going to line it, aren't you?
Yeah. Always the term bag it out. So you end up putting and you need your handles sticking down inside. So if you've not done this before, go through the instructions, and then you're just matching up you're going to match up your side seams.
Mm-hmm.
So, and hopefully everything fits.
Yeah, well, it should do because it's all been
Yeah.
cut like that, hasn't it? Samantha, I'll pass your message on to the powers that be. She's saying, could we do the fatter quarters in these fabrics? I'll definitely ask them, definitely.
So is it Amy, your designer, is it? I think it's
Yeah.
Amy?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, but what Amy, who from Amber Makes, has started doing is when we do an Amber Makes projects, they do a panel with just like a big fat quarter of each of the fabrics on as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
what Samantha's saying is these fabrics be lovely just to buy the 4 fabrics on a
Okay.
big panel sort of thing.
So you just matching up and everything that should fit. If you've done your seam allowances. So you take your time. You wouldn't be rushing like me. You'd take your time. And
Oh, yeah. So do we leave those, the bits sticking up, do we leave those on? We don't take those off at
No,
all?
because then, I was confused, but then
Yeah.
once you've turned it in, you then do a stitch round. So it's a way of reinforcing, I suppose. So I would probably do the classic sort of square with a diagonal cross in it.
Yeah.
Because I quite like that design. So that's stabbing these huge pins. Right, so I'm just going to sew all the way round. Yep. Yep. Yeah. The ends of the handles will extend above the raw edge. So you sort of go, well, that's a bit,
You're double checking
sort of go,
now.
stitch together around the top edge. Oh, and it does say reverse stitch a bit over each handle area, again, to reinforce. So it depends what you're trying to put in your bag, I suppose. But yeah, so let's get that on the machine. So yeah, I'll put the...
So is this a centimetre down from the centimetre seam allowance again?
Yeah. So
we got the builders in today. I can hear hammering. Victoria Peat brought some craft in with her while she's waiting. And it's had a good idea. He said maybe we should, on these the simpler tasks, he'd like to come on and demo making some things out of some fat quarters. Be a nice idea, Elliot. You have to have your hair done first. Oh yeah, Carol can hear the hammering as well.
right, so we've sewn all the way round. Hopefully. Right.
It's coming from in there. Whatever room that is, there it's coming from in there.
Okay. Right. Moment of truth.
Yeah.
So do your little.
So we're pulling it all through the bag, the hole that you left in the bottom of the lining.
I like this bit because then you sort of
Yeah, you like this bit. Also, make sure you haven't left any pins in at this point, because that's
True.
the worst bit for scratching
True.
yourself.
So, I didn't bring anything to poke my corners out with, but yeah. So you might want to get your hands in and make sure you've poked your corners out, because that's always annoying as well if you haven't.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So, just gives it a nicer, finish, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
So. There we go.
I can see why that. I mean, I think all three of them are lovely, but the colours of that that lining fabric is beautiful, isn't it? Excuse me, aircon's on full flow today.
Right. So. So you sort of got your everything sort of there really. So,
Right.
And then so it does say. Let's have a look.
So you have to sew your hole up first. Do you do that first?
True, yeah, although it says it later on.
Oh, okay,
whereas I
sorry.
would have done it, I
Yeah.
would do it early doors and you've not forgotten. So,
Yeah.
turn the bag. Seam. Yeah. Yeah, I would do it now and then it's done.
Just top stitch
Yeah,
it across,
so just,
edge stitch
yeah,
it
some
across.
people. So just to close that up. So it should be all pressed, so you shouldn't need to do anything really, just hold it shut. And that's at the bottom of your bag inside, so no one's going to
exactly.
see it. So
I mean, you could hand ladder stitch it if you wanted to,
stitch
I
or
suppose,
something,
but
yeah.
for sturdiness, and nobody's going to. Right now, unless of course you're going to make it reversible, then you do want to do an invisible kind of fixing, don't you?
So that's the bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, right, so I feel like I need to press some things. So turn the bag. Yeah, so I think I'll do a bit of pressing that seam. So then it...
You can do what, sorry?
I'm going to press the seam just
Right,
to... Yeah.
okay.
Because you want that, making sure that does go neat
Of course.
inside. So let's just give that a little... And then I'm going to tuck that
Okay, then what, you're putting the lining inside.
inside, yeah. Yeah, shake.
Lovely.
And then you've just got some top stitching to do to keep it all.
Okay, so where do they tell you to top stitch it?
So around top edge, and then another one about 2 centimetres down.
Oh,
and then
okay.
that'll-
Oh, yeah, I see
that'll
on here,
catch
yeah.
in your, that'll catch in there.
Oh, and that's why you've left the bits of the
Yes.
handle. So you catch it in the top stitching around the top, but then you also, when you do it a centimetre, 2 centimetres down, you then catch it again.
Yeah. So again, I think I'm trying to rush, but I would always sort of make sure I've sort of pressed, and you don't want the lining showing.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just do a bit of a...
But then once you've stitched it, I suppose, that means the lining doesn't roll up, does it? Especially if
Yeah.
you've done 2 lines of stitching.
Yeah. So I wouldn't stop here. I'd definitely do the stitching around there, and it
Yeah.
just and again I think it keeps it all neat. But I say it's quite nice that handle matches that
That facing, yeah.
So I presume that's why it was
I do like it inside out as well, because then it gives it that added... This way is lovely, but then the other way gives it an added detailing, doesn't it?
So I say you can obviously spend a lot longer, but I say I've managed to practically make this in this session. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice quick. Okay, so I say it might be my first project that I fully finished.
Oh no! Well, while you top stitch around it, I'm gonna round up everything. Otherwise, we'll run over. But which colour shall I start with, Hannah? Okay, teal, way in the lead, way in the lead, way in the lead. Now you get the instructions on the panel. Then you get the this is your bag handle, your linings, your facing. Sorry, that's an added bit of fabric. That's your lining, back and front, and that's your bag, front and back of your bag. Everything you need in one panel, £19.99, and that will make the teal one that you've just seen Julie make. Okay. Blue next, exactly the same, but in a darker blue. So you get your front and your back panel, you get all your straps and your facings, and then that's your lining there. £19.99, and that will make you this bag. Lovely. Then pink, or magenta I'd call it myself. So this one here, that's your outside of your bag, that's your lining. Then you've got all of your straps and your facings in here, your free fabric and everything. There's your straps and your facing. Free fabric, which you can make a little pouch with or anything like that. £19.99, that is. And that will make your pink one. There you go.
So I should just do that other.
There's the lovely pink one. And then if you want the zip or the lobster clasp, they're just underneath us on show deals. And don't be frightened as well. A lot of people are frightened by top stitching. Don't be frightened by top stitching because especially on a fabric like this, you're never going to see it. So a lot of people are terrified by top stitching because they're going to go wobbly. You're never ever going to see it on this lovely printed fabric.
So you don't have to use a contrasting, if you use a
matching.
So, ta-da, wow.
Lovely.
So, get the lining sorted. And someone did ask about that, using the fabric instructions. So that. So the on the panel you get the instructions, and I said a few days ago, or not a few days, last time I did a panel, it's a shame you can't use the instructions. Julie's actually used the instructions when she's made the pouch with the extra bit of fabric. She's actually used the instructions as the lining inside a little pouch. Which is quite quirky. Yeah.
And then you always got the instructions there. Where did I put them? Oh, they're inside the pouch. Brilliant.
So
and you also made, out of the leftover, you also made a scrunchie and a hairband.
A scrunchie and a reversible. Yeah.
Oh, reversible hairband, no less.
So, which I might need very shortly.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Right, brilliant. Now you're back in an hour and you're making... Oh, I know, the wall hanging. The wall hanging. From the book, a really, really good value. Julie's back in an hour's time to do that. Make sure you check out on these, especially on your teal, because the teal is getting very low in stock now. Now, don't go anywhere, because after break, we've got the Elves and we've got Mr. and Mrs. Christmas. Now, when I talked to you earlier, Mr. and Mrs. Christmas were selling out very, very fast. These are brand spanking new, never been seen anywhere before. Right, Mr. and Mrs. Christmas, there are only 3 left of those. And then loads, and we now obviously had more of these because these are brand new today. Okay, I'll tell you when we come back how many are in baskets and everything. There's an awful lot being checked out. So Victoria Peat is here straight after this 3-minute break.
Sewing has been part of the great British heritage for thousands of years, starting with hand sewing with English paper piecing and then progressing to machines to give us high-end British tailoring. We are proud to be a nation of sewists. So to commemorate this, Sewing Street is holding Great British Sewing Week. Tune in from Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July for celebrations of all things British. We have the traditional prints from Liberty and William Morris, as well as makes from our talented guest designers. Keep a lookout for some special giveaways and some new and familiar faces. Join us from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July on Freeview 72, Sky 670, YouTube and Facebook Live.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Hello, I'm Catherine Wright. I'm from Leicestershire Craft Centre, which is based in Market Harborough. I love all kinds of sewing, but probably my favourite thing to do is dressmaking. But I also teach patchwork and free motion embroidery and anything to do with textiles really. I love to have a go at felting and crochet and knitting and, oh, you name it, I'll have a go at it. So I started sewing when I was 7. My mum taught me to sew, and the very first thing I made was an apron. But I'm a terribly impatient person. I always just want to get on with the project. So I didn't wait for her to help me cut it out, and I cut it out myself, and I didn't know you had to have a seam allowance. So I made the world's smallest apron, and my mum still has it somewhere. Sewing tips, I would say, I teach a lot of people to sew, especially beginners, and I would say don't get disheartened. Take your learning journey slowly. Don't expect to suddenly make a ball gown or suddenly make a king-size quilt. Build up your skills, slowly. And I would also say the iron is your friend. Use your iron a lot. It makes your sewing look so much better. It helps you get things in place where you want it before you sew, and is a really handy thing to have.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page. If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay 1 P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day. Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay 1 P&P all day.
Victoria Peat's in the house. Woo! There she is, dancing. But before we go to her, I've got to tell you about everybody who buys something today. Your name will be entered into a competition, and this is the prize you could be winning. It is a 10-inch K-facet charm pack or layer cake or stacker, whatever you want to call it, and the John Scott collection thread. Now, when we know the name tomorrow, we'll actually write your personalise it to the winner and everything tomorrow. Later on today, well, in about an hour's time, I shall be telling you. Is it an hour's time? Was it 2 hours' time? What time do we normally do the winner? Depends when we get sent it. We haven't been sent it yet. But when the winner of yesterday's arrives, we will do that. Right, now, I've got a few sellouts to mention. Mr. and Mrs. Claus have sold out. Mr. and Mrs. Claus sold out. Add a quarter rulers have now sold out. Everything else got stock up. All right, then. These never, ever, ever been seen anywhere before. Brand spanking new Christmas elf cushions. Now, I know that Victoria put a picture on Facebook, and I know loads and loads and loads of you were like so excited to see them. Well, a third of the stock has checked out, and which means, and there are loads and loads and loads in baskets. So please be careful. Please be careful. Right, I'll just tell you what it is before we start chatting to Victoria. So what you get is you get the instructions. It's foundation paper piecing. These are 14-inch piped cushions. And then the instructions, as you would expect from Victoria, are so thorough. Everything you need is in there. There's all your charts or whatever you call them. Beautiful, aren't they? Look, all of that. So you get the instructions. Then you also get this bundle of fabric. So these are 2, 3. I tell you, that's half metre of blue. That's half metre of green. No. Yeah, and a metre of red. So a metre of red, half metre of green, half metre of blues. And these are, I can't remember what they're called, skinny, what are they? Skinny?
Fat eights.
Fat eights, they are, fat eights. 3 fat eights. All of that, you get all of that for $24.99. Now, normally it says on here how much fabric you've got, but does that... Oh, okay, we need to tell them then, don't we? Christmas Elves, or Christmas Elf, you get all of this fabric, metre of the red, half metre green, half metre the blue, these 24, and the instructions, £24.99. Welcome back, Victoria. Place my order, watching and feeling brave to have a go when I'm feeling better, says Morag. She hasn't even been on yet. Lovely to see Victoria back. Got my Elves kit. That's from Jackie. Right, so that's it, £24.99. What you'll also need is, you will need some, well, I say you need some. It makes it easier if you get some Carol Doak's foundation paper. This is what makes it so... You can use... I'm not going to say you must buy this, because you don't have to buy it. You can use very cheap photocopying paper, but this makes life so much easier. You get 100 sheets in there, and it's £14.99. £14.99. If this is your first attempt at FPP, maybe you don't want to buy that because you don't like it. You don't want to do it. But this, the trouble is, these sell out. These sell out so quickly whenever we get these. Susan says, lovely to see Victoria again. Pam Minihani says, how lovely to see Victoria on my big screen again. Housework can wait. So that there is your Carol Doak foundation paper, £14.99. You might also need some, Roger, stitch and tear. I don't know. We seem to be saying they seem to do this on all of them now. They just cover his face. Hannah's ex-boyfriend, Roger. Stitch and tear. We'll talk about that later as we get through the project. £2.49. Right. So, without further ado, let's start making it. Well, first of all, how lovely to see you. After all,
It's so nice to be here.
Forever.
Forever and ever and
Yeah.
ever. Ages. It's got to be at least 2 years.
On sewing quarter before
Yeah.
we all, you know.
Yeah,
So
it'll be
that's a
2
long
years ago.
time now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, welcome back. And
Thank you
how
so
come-
much.
How come you? Because you don't mind saying, do you live in Gibraltar now?
Yeah,
Don't you?
yeah, I live in Gibraltar now. So, yeah, we've been out there for just about 2 years.
That's frightening, isn't
It's,
it?
I can't believe where the time has gone. It's
Yes.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a really lovely place to live. And I did resist. At the beginning, I thought, I don't know. But, you know, everyone is so happy and so settled there. It's fab.
And you got lovely weather as well.
Lovely weather.
And the girls, all right, because I know before you
yeah.
first went, the girls were a bit like, why are we moving?
Yeah, really worried, but they love it. It's
I'm sure the
relaxed,
yeah.
outdoor lifestyle,
Yeah.
and it's just...
And it's a laid-back lifestyle there as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not, you haven't got the inner city pressures that we all have.
No, and it's small, and it's contained, and everyone knows everyone, which is sometimes
Yeah,
good,
good,
sometimes
good,
bad.
not so good, yeah.
The worst thing, though, is there's no fabric shop.
Oh, isn't there?
No.
On the whole Gibraltar?
No. Makes me really nervous. There's a little haberdashery shop, and they supply me with buttons, brilliant,
Yeah.
and some piping cord, but other than that, nothing.
No fabric. How weird.
I went to Seville a couple of weeks ago, and there was a shop that was a bit like Hobbycraft, and I came out the car park and just went, oh.
And how big was, how
so
full
happy.
was your trolley?
Yeah, very
like,
for just
yes.
everything. I just have a bit of everything.
How
So,
brilliant. The only thing I don't like about Gibraltar is when an aeroplane comes in, the whole of the town has to, because doesn't
Yes,
the
it
aeroplane
does.
go across the high street?
Yeah, yeah, and they've been trying to build a tunnel underneath for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So no one's holding their breath.
No. So it's really funny. So when you know
funny,
there's an
funny
aeroplane
place.
coming in, they stop the traffic. The aeroplane comes into land across the, it won't be the high street, but on one of the main roads of
It's the main road. It's when you go from Gibraltar into Spain.
Yeah.
It's the
main road.
The road.
And they have to shut it to let the aeroplanes land. I
Yeah.
think it's brilliant. I just think it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I love it. It's crazy. It's
Right,
crazy.
so brilliant that you're back. Brilliant
glad
that
to
you're
be
here. Brilliant that they're selling out so fast as well.
Yeah,
Because
thank
Mr.
you,
and Mrs.
everyone.
Claus
Thank
has
you.
gone completely. Just tell me, if I haven't done foundation paper piecing before, is this too advanced or is this a nice one to start with?
I would say it's more advanced than the Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
But I think foundation paper piecing is one of those techniques is that when you first look at it, you think, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. But once you've got the knack, you can do anything. It's just that first getting your head around working back to front and inside
because
out.
I have to admit, when I'd never heard of it before I went to sewing quarter, and I looked at it and I was like, my head wouldn't get round the back to front thing. My friend Chamoy Mary, who hasn't done sewing since she was at school, she tried a few sewing quarter projects, couldn't get. Then she did a foundation paper piece and she found it clicked immediately. And she now designs her own for herself, not commercially, but she can design her own shapes and her angels and all that thing. She absolutely loves it.
I love it because it's great for precision.
Yes.
You can create so many different designs that you can't do normally with standard patchwork.
You couldn't piece a lot of foundation paper pieces. You could not piece them and get that, like you say, the precision.
Yeah, and some people will look and think, oh, those pieces are really tiny. But actually it's the same process that you do every single time, lining up the fabric and trimming. It's the same every time, so don't be scared if it looks too small.
Fantastic. So now what are you going to show us today?
So I'm going to be talking about the Elf, but I've also got...
Sorry, I've just turned the cameras here
bad
the other way up.
habits, bad habits.
No, I'm the same.
It's weird. It's weird. So I'm going to have a look at the Elf. The Elf and the, let's call them a boy elf and a girl elf. The top sections are exactly the same on these. So the hats sections the same, and then you're just making a difference at the bottom with regards to the style of the hair and the little pigtails on the girl one. So in the pattern, you've got your cutting out instructions. Make sure that you cut out first your borders and your background fabric. Your borders and your backing fabric for the back of the cushion and your piping. The rest of the fabric can then be used for foundation paper piecing. I've got here for you, and this is the same in this pattern and in the Mr. and Mrs. Claus pattern. You've got a colouring in diagram with all your reference numbers on. So that you can just, if you are playing about with the fabrics or you're getting lost, you can always refer back to these. And of course, you've got the images on the front.
Brilliant.
You then have your construction diagrams. And these will show you the sections, because foundation paper piecing is done in sections and you add all of those sections together. And this tells you those reference numbers. It's a handy guide to show you which sections go together. And you've got green circles to show you the points where you have to match.
Oh, let's have a look at that, Elliot.
Because these here, sometimes you just want to see where two parts join. So, for example, on the top of a hat or where the hair joins or something, it's important to get those seams matching.
Of course, yes.
So those are all highlighted with these little green circles.
Perfect.
You then have the construction instructions for which order you put the sections together, because that's really important. And then it just moves on to adding the border, doing your quilting and making your piping and attaching the piping. You've then got all of your pattern pieces, and this is where you can copy these onto your foundation paper. And you're right, you can use cheap copy paper. It's easy to get hold of, but the foundation paper is brilliant. It's really good. It's hard wearing, but it's so much lighter and thinner, and it's easy to sew through. It will go through either your printer or your photocopier, and it will do mono, but it also takes the ink really well if you're using colour.
And it's been designed for that purpose, I think. We say you can use your cheap photocopying paper, but that's actually been designed for that purpose. So it holds together, like, for instance, if you're stitching with photocopy paper, sometimes you can perforate it so much it starts lifting off. This doesn't at all. And then other times when you're trying to take the paper out at the end, sometimes the photocopy paper stays in the stitches. This, once you've perforated it, it then comes out.
Yeah, it does. It's weird. It's a good combination of being lightweight but still really strong, and it's almost more fibrous the way it's joined together. Okay, so the pattern pieces themselves, I have in the Mr. and Mrs. Claus. They are coloured to help you with fabric placement. I've moved my designs on a little bit, and I've changed these so that they're coloured, but they're symbols and words rather than solid ink, so that if you are photocopying these, you're not using loads and loads of ink.
Because you photocopy Mr. and Mrs. Claus, unless you do it in colour.
And either way, you're using loads of ink, so I've just tried to reduce the amount of ink that you use.
And are they the right size?
These are all exactly the right size, and they've all been reversed already for you, because with foundation paper piecing, you're sewing on the reverse to make it face the right way around, if you like. So what I've done is I will get my pattern pieces. So once they've been transferred onto your foundation paper, I will then roughly cut out these pieces. So you've got the solid lines, which are always your stitching lines on my patterns. I always do the solid lines are your stitching lines, and the dotted lines are where your seam allowances are. So I will go around and just very roughly cut out around the outside edges of those dotted lines. That just means that you can be more precise at a later stage. Then what I like to do, and people do this in different ways, and you've got to work out a way that works best for you. I prefer if I can fold mine before I start sewing.
Yeah.
So I'll go along and just fold along each of those lines. You don't have to be 100% correct,
Right.
because there's a little bit of room for manoeuvre, and it's just making your life easier in the next stage.
Okay.
So don't worry if you're off a little bit.
Hannah said her screen's gone crazy with messages of people saying how lovely it
Oh,
is to see you.
it's so lovely.
I've
It's
got a
really
few here.
nice.
Elizabeth says another charming design, Victoria. Susan says
Oh,
lovely to
thank
see
you.
Victoria again. Laurie says hello, Victoria. Fantastic to see
Hi,
you back on
Laurie.
TV. Waiting to have a trip to go to Gibraltar.
Oh, yes, come,
Christine
it's
says
lovely.
lovely to see you. Naomi says lovely to see you. You've been really missed. Maggie says hello, Victoria and John. Love to see you both together again from Maggie. Loads of messages.
Oh,
Anyway, we'll
so
carry on,
nice,
carry
so
on.
nice. Very kind, thank you. Right, so foundation paper piecing, you need to start with your first piece. All the pieces are labelled. This is section I,
Right.
and I've just chosen this one because it hasn't got too many sections on it.
Right.
This is section I, so we've got I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and you sew each of those in order.
Right.
You always start with section 1. The first piece of fabric, and this is easy with these kits because everything is solid
Right.
fabric, so it doesn't matter. But if you happen to be working with a print, make sure that your print is facing downwards away from your paper pattern
Right.
to begin with. If you have a glue pen, great. I forgot to pack one.
Yeah.
And I also forgot to pack my add a quarter ruler, so I did well. If you've got a glue pen, stick a little bit of glue behind section number 1 and just stick it on the reverse of your first piece
Right.
of fabric. I don't have one, so I'm just going to stick a pin in. I don't normally use pins when I'm foundation paper piecing because they tend to just get in the way
Yeah.
a little bit. Just make sure that you've chosen a piece of fabric that is plenty big enough for the piece that you are looking at, so I1, and make sure that you're leaving enough for a seam allowance of 1/4 inch all the way around all of the outside edges.
Okay.
If you're unsure, go bigger.
Yep.
So what we need to do is we need to prepare now the piece underneath to join on to piece number 2. So I'm going to fold back along that line between 1 and 2. And because I've pre-folded, I can just do that with a finger press.
Perfect.
If you haven't, and you have an add a quarter ruler with this beveled edge,
Yep.
you can place that against that line and fold back.
We will be getting more of those back in. There's just been a rush on them on this morning because people obviously knew you were coming to do this.
And they're
yeah.
so great. There's so many tools that you think, oh, do I actually really need one of these? But this just makes life
Oh,
so,
yes,
much,
yes.
so much easier. Okay, so I'm folding back along that line. I'm going to use my add a quarter ruler, and I'm going to place that against that ridge, and I'm going to trim off because that will give me a nice straight 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way along that edge. We now need to go to piece I2, which is a blue, which is your background fabric. And I've just got a scrap piece here. Some people like to cut out individual shapes and rectangles, but I find I waste less fabric if I work from a larger piece and trim down.
Really? Okay.
Because I think a lot of people think, oh, foundation paper piecing, it wastes loads of fabric, but you'd be surprised at how little you can get away with sometimes. So I'll have this folded back. I've got my straight edge that I've cut with my add a quarter ruler. I'm then going to look for a straight edge on the piece of fabric that I'm working from. And I'm just making sure, and let me just get a pen or something, just so that you can see at home. The piece for I2 is this section here. Okay?
Right.
So I'm making sure that when I place this on top, that the blue fabric is larger than that section there for I2.
Because sometimes what you do is when you cut a piece out, when it folds back, it goes in the opposite direction
Because your
to your
brain,
head.
your brain goes, oh my word, and you'll see that here when I come to do this other background
and that's when you
piece.
can waste fabric because you've cut it the wrong way and you think, well, I can't use that for anything else
Yeah,
now.
exactly. And then when you're using standard printer paper, that's when it all goes wrong because you can't really unpick.
Yeah.
Whereas with the foundation paper, you do have
You
a
can.
chance to unpick.
Right.
Right, so then what we need to do is we need to stitch that in place. So I just like to reduce my stitch length. I'm using a standard clear presser foot on the machine, and I'm reducing my stitch length to about a 1.2. It would
tiny.
depend. Yeah, it's smaller. The foundation paper, you don't necessarily need to go quite so small because the
Right.
reason that you do a smaller stitch is, one, because you're not back stitching at either end of your stitching, and two, because you need to take the paper out and the stitching creates that perforation.
Of course.
But the foundation paper is not so bad to remove. So I'll take that over to my machine. I'm then going to flip that over and I'm going to sew on this solid line.
Okay.
Now at this end here, oh no, at both ends, I'm just going a couple of stitches either end of that line.
Okay.
I'll just pop my needle down, press the foot down, and on the foot pedal. Just going straight along the line, a couple of stitches off the end. So that's sewn in place. I'm just going to trim off this other little extra bit that was in the way, because you don't want any extra bulk.
Need a sharp blade as well.
Sharp blade, add a quarter ruler.
Yeah, glue pen.
Glue pen. So now I'm going to press that flat.
Okay.
And then I'm going to flip it over. Okay. Ideally let it cool, because when you iron fabric, it's warming it up and relaxing the fibres, so the more you can allow it to cool, the better.
Yeah.
If you prefer, you can use a seam roller. Seam roller or iron, it's up to you. Okay, so we've done I1 and I2. We now need to move on to I3. So I'm going to fold back along that line again. I'm then going to take my add a quarter ruler, butt that up against the edge of the fold, and I'm going to trim up and across.
Okay.
Okay, so there you can see 1 and 2 are in place. The next one, I3, is a red. So I'm going to take, and you can see there, I've not got any extra waste. There will be some waste on this piece of fabric, but I can use that for something else, so I'll pop that to one side. The red is just a little bit on the corner. It's effectively all of this section here that I need to cover. So I'm going to place that on a straight edge, take that over to the machine, and this time I'm going to sew all the way through the seam allowance from the outside dotted edge on the line, and then all the way through the seam allowance at the other end. And I'm trying to be as accurate as possible, which I don't think I was. So I've sewn through the seam allowance at this end, kind of along the line, and then through the seam
It's all about
allowance.
precision, isn't it?
No, that feels very far away, that machine. So I've gone along there, so I'm now going to press and fold back again.
Okay. Do you want to cut the machine closer to you? You're all right.
I wouldn't mind swiveling
Yeah,
it a little
yeah,
bit
it's fine,
towards
do
me,
that.
if that's all right. It
No,
feels
no.
a little bit odd. Is there
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, it's absolutely fine. We'll find you,
Super.
don't worry.
Great.
Yeah, you've got this machine, haven't you?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
the same as my machine. It's fab. I love it. So I'm now just trimming off those little bits. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, and 3. Then we can just move on and do 4, 5, and 6. Fold it back. We'll trim off. It's probably too small to use. And blue. It's just this little thin triangle here.
Yeah.
So when I fold it back, I look at where the start of that triangle is on the left-hand side and kind of eyeball it.
Yeah.
Because you can see you've got all this fabric here and you're thinking, right, well, I need to line the blue up to match with all of this, but you don't.
It's just
the piece you need is actually only about that big. So I'll just place that on top. Back over to the machine, flap the paper over. I'm going to start a couple of stitches before the line
Do you
starts.
use the clear foot so that you can see exactly where you're going?
Yeah, I find this foot nice and easy to use. The other one with this machine is the walking foot is also really lovely to use. This time I'm going to go across through the seam allowance at the end. It does make it a lot easier if you can see where you're going.
See where you're going, yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm just going to trim that little bit. And that one.
Is that attached or is it on the mat?
Yeah, just checking that I haven't made a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, give that a press.
I think it's one of those things, like you say, once your brain accepts it, it's kind of addictive almost. Or just do one more, just do one more.
Without a doubt. You just
Yeah.
think, oh, I'll just do another seam or another section, and before you know it, you've used a lot of time. But it is lovely because you're creating nice sharp points without too much fuss.
Yeah.
Now we're going to fold back against I4 and I5.
Trim off.
Trim off. So you can see how it's exactly the same process every single time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it doesn't matter how small that piece is. do that selvage. You're still doing the same process.
The same project, yeah.
So I5's a little bit bigger. I'll draw on here so that you can see. I should have plugged the light box in, but I didn't quite get to that. It's kind of, where are we?
If you've got a light box, it's a perfect time to use it.
Yeah, it is a fab. It is fab. Okay, so the piece that we're doing is this piece here. This one. So I'm going to pop that kind of in the middle. This has got a selvage on here, so I'm not going to add that in because these can always be a little bit thick, and you obviously don't want the holes in your work. So I'm going to place that on there, just making sure that the piece underneath works. And I can probably go slightly across to the right and pop it under. A couple of stitches before the line, and so along the line, that be a bit faster. Okay, just going to trim that selvage off. Give that a press.
So you set the stitches first.
I always like to. I find it easier because then you've warmed the fabric up, and then it makes it easier to fold over.
What's the matter, Hannah? Sorry. Message from Jane with a Y. Morning, John and Victoria. Love your patterns and tutorials, Victoria. I've never tried FPP before finding you, but now I'm addicted. So she's never done it before she met you, and now she's addicted to it.
Brilliant.
That's nice.
Love it, love it, love it. Great. Next up, we doing this one here, and these are the types of angles that make people's brains go a bit squiffy.
Yeah.
So I folded back on the line, and I've got that trimmed off. This is where working from a larger piece of fabric always helps. So let's just take that piece. Let's give it a press to be nice and neat, tidy. Give it a press to be nice and neat and tidy.
Yeah, exactly.
Be good, be good.
Would you use, in real life, would you use
in real
best
life.
press or anything? Well, it's not real life,
In real life.
Would you use best press or anything on your fabrics beforehand or not?
Yeah, you absolutely can do.
Yeah.
I would probably best press first, like a bigger piece, your quarter or your
rather than
eighth.
doing it every time.
Yes, because you don't really want to get the paper wet because it will not disintegrate, but it will deteriorate.
Yeah, perfect.
So fold your, as we have done with every other section, fold back along the line, and then place that on your fabric. Sometimes people can think, right, okay, well, this is the line I'm going to stitch, I'll place it here. But that's not going to work because when you flip that back, you haven't taken the fabric at the right angle.
Of course, yeah.
So the easiest way to do it is to actually place it more at that angle because the fabric's sitting underneath the piece that you're trying to...
Does it matter about grain or anything like that?
Not so much.
Right.
It depends. I think if you're working on larger pieces and larger projects, the grain will matter more so. But I think on smaller projects, particularly ones where you're going to be doing a lot of quilting, you're kind of taking away that
And also, if you think about half square triangles, you've got all sorts of grains going all over the place, haven't you, normally? So it's
everywhere.
fine, yeah.
The only time that you need to be careful or may like to be careful is if you're using one-way print.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So if you want to fussy cut, that really... That one really gets
Don't
your brain
do that
working.
straight away, then.
Don't do that straight away. Don't do that as a beginner.
me.
That one really can mess with your head, particularly when you're dealing with angles. If you're dealing with straight lines, I've got a foundation paper piece beach hut, which is brilliant because it's got straight. It's easy to do.
Okay, yeah.
But with some of these angles, you could fry your brain. Okay, so place it on a nice big piece of fabric. We're going to stitch and then we'll come and trim that bit off afterwards. So back over to the machine, flip your paper across, and we're going to sew all the way from one side to the other. Okay, so that looks all very odd, but once that's trimmed and that's flipped out, you'll see that sits nicely underneath that section. So I'll trim that. You can just see how these add-a-quarter rulers just make life so much easier.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
I remember I bought mine at the Festival of Quilts years and years ago, and I remember standing at the stall going,
Do I really need it?
do I need it? Do I need it? And I tell you, it's the most used tool.
Oh, I can imagine.
Okay. So now I'll just trim that down.
Is that the whole of that section done now?
So that's the whole of that particular section done.
Uh-huh.
Now I trim these sections up. The only thing is that when you've got these larger pieces, the fabric can flap. So you'll trim it back and then they're not attached to each other, so they flap about a bit. So I like to either stick a little bit of glue on the underside, not too much, because the more glue you put in, the more difficult it becomes to take your papers out. So only a small slick of glue, or as you can see with this one, I have actually done some stitching around the outside edges. So I've increased my stitch length up to a 4 or 5 or whatever. And you don't need to go all the way around, but just do just a little bit to secure it in place.
Stitching inside the seam allowance?
Yes, that's right. I'm doing just inside the seam allowance. And that will just stop that fabric from moving about.
Of course, yeah.
At this point, I trim down my my papers down to that dotted line. I've got a really old cutting mat that I use for this, because I always find that by the time you're going through particularly more complex areas, you're going through lots of layers of fabric plus your paper.
Right.
And if you're using copy paper as well, it's not great, and you're putting on a lot more pressure. And
now, which rotary cutter do you use? Because you're going through paper and you're going through fabric.
I tend to use an old rotary cutter and an old blade to go through.
Right.
I obviously didn't pack that. So
you had a lot to think about.
I did have a lot to think about.
Do you want to use one of ours if you don't want to
No, this one's got a nick in it anyway, so this one needs to be replaced. So at this point, I'll stick a 1/4 inch line on the solid line on the outside edge of the pattern piece, and I will trim off to get rid of that excess paper.
Yeah.
Or I would, if it was a sharp blade.
Morag says, I'm loving this demo. Can we have some Easter projects, please?
Easter? Well, I do have some Easter eggs. I've got some stripy and fancy Easter eggs.
Okay. If people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
I am on Facebook and on Instagram are the two that I tend to use most. Any more than that, and my brain's completely fried. And of course on the website.
Well, what's your website called?
It's Little Black Duck, but if you put in Victoria Peat, you'll find me.
Okay,
I'm kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere. But yes, do follow along. I share pictures of my makes and, works in progress, and sometimes the odd picture of a lemon tree on my balcony, that kind of thing.
Elizabeth says, I like the fact the old mat has got imp on it.
Oh, no, I think that's just something...
From your impish designs. For your impish designs.
That's sweet.
Oh, it's not, it's just a...
No, it's just a fluke.
Okay.
But you can see here how it's...
It's well loved, that one, isn't it?
Well loved, well used. Right, so when you've got all of your pieces done, I like to do everything, and then I come to join everything together just to make sure that I've got everything in the right order.
Yeah.
So these are the 3 pieces.
Upside
down.
Don't worry.
Good grief. So these are the 3 pieces for the bottom half of the boy elf. The top half, as I say, is the same as each other.
Yeah.
But I wanted to just show you joining together the sections.
Of course.
So back to the instructions where I showed you on this page. It shows you here between joining the G and H, you've got 2 particular points where you want to match. And this is on the elf where just above his ear and just at the bottom of his ear. Okay.
Right.
So those points on here are between G1 and G6 on that seam line. I'm going to stick a pin through. I'm going to do the same thing at the top between G1 and the sections here between G2 and 3. There's like a little area here. And I'll just check on this side. This is fine because this is on a seam line, but this one's almost at a junction between these sections. So I'll just make sure that that pin is just coming through at the right spot. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the corresponding points on this side of the pattern.
Right.
So there's one junction there. That doesn't feel like it's gone quite in the right place. That's in the right place. And then the other one is just at the bottom of the red section. Okay.
Right.
So we've got those 4 pins. Oh, actually, I'm going to stick in the corners as well. So this is where it doesn't matter if you're a millimetre or so out when you're trimming. You can see here on this one, I've not trimmed exactly on the dotted line on the outside edge. Don't worry about that too much. You're focusing on the stitching line.
Yeah.
I'll stick a pin in there.
So you put your pieces together with the paper still in, you don't take the papers out?
No, I don't take the papers out until the very end.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got 4 pins on each side. I'm now going to place the smaller piece on top, and I'm going to post these pins on the top through where the bottom ones are. So I'll take that pin out, and you can just see it leaves a little hole, and I'll post in through there. I'll do the same thing here. Take it out of there, and then that one goes in.
Elliot thinks it looks like something from Game of Thrones at the moment, with those torture pins.
That one, and I've realised I forgot to bring sewing clips.
Oh, we can do clips.
Have you got clips?
Behind you on the shelf, I mean the little, just
brilliant.
pull the slide out.
Oh, wonderful. Couldn't do that with a glue pen, could you?
No.
No.
But the thing is, it's stupid because there's normally one always around. Somebody's obviously lifted it. I blame the designers.
I do as well. So now what I'm doing is, obviously you've got these pins that are going through. You can't get that through your sewing machine like that. So I'm using the sewing clips. You can use pins, but I find that when you start to do that, it disrupts the papers and can just move them by ever such a small amount. And you're doing foundation paper piecing because you want that precision. So to then move your papers and lose that precision is a bit of a shame.
Watch the early bird tomorrow if you're in the need for some clips.
Okay.
Oh, Morag says, have you got an angel policy about your selling of your print?
Yeah, I'm happy for you to make and sell using my patterns.
Okay.
Just don't share the patterns.
No, that's what I'm saying. And give you a nod saying it's a Victoria Peat.
And you know what? If you're using them and selling them online, then copy me, tag me, and I'm more than happy to go, oh, look, someone's selling this, and I'm happy to help you guys.
Just don't share the patterns, basically.
No, because that's what feeds my children.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Exactly. Elizabeth says, Victoria always answered the question we didn't realise we needed to ask. What an excellent demonstration.
Thank you. Right, you're going to sew together on the line.
Right.
If you are unsure, and it can be a little bit tricky in some places, if you're doing some patterns where it's a bit more complicated, use a long stitch length. Open it out, have a look, see whether you're happy with that. If you are, then you can go back and stitch with a normal stitch length. But if you're happy, this one's quite simple. It's a nice straight line, then go for it. I will just reduce that down a bit because I was still on my basting stitch. And so
Claire says you've had a lottery member come from Gibraltar.
I tell you, with all the COVID tests and all the paperwork oh my word. And the children were just finishing school. They finished school early because they don't have a May half term.
Oh, okay.
So the kids have been off for 2 weeks already.
And they have a really long summer holiday then?
Yeah, they go back at the beginning of September.
Oh, how lovely.
If you're a child, yes. But if you're a parent.
Don't be pulling faces like that.
If you're a parent, sorry girls, I know you're watching.
Oh, no.
Well, Emily will be, whether Charlotte's awake or not, it's a different matter. She's 12. Hi, Charlotte.
Oh.
Wash your hair.
Who's looking after them?
Andrew's at home.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah,
Oh, hang on, no. So have you all come over as a family?
Yeah,
so
we've all come
they're all
across.
over here in your house here rather than Gibraltar. You haven't left them there.
No.
Oh, that would have been a real hassle and getting 4 loads of tests and 4 everything.
And does Emily need to be done? Does she not need to be done? Who knows? Who knows?
Yes.
Right, so we've sewn along that line, and ideally, when you flip it over, it should be on the line on the other side. That will tell you you're in the right spot.
Okay.
You can then press this open, and hopefully you will have a lovely join.
Yeah.
Press it. Here, this is where one of the green circles was. Oh, I've done it again.
Yeah. So we were fine with that one.
One of the green circles was here, and then the other one was here. Now,
and you'd never get that with normal piecing, would you?
No,
You'd never
absolutely
get that
not.
precision.
You would drive
No
yourself
matter how
crazy.
good. Yeah,
No, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of pressing, you can press either this way or this way. Sometimes it depends because you might have sewn slightly off the line. So sometimes it might want to press one way, sometimes it might want to press the other. So have a look, because that turn of cloth, for example, if I turn that way, that doesn't look as good as if I turned it
The
the
way
other
it
way.
wants to go, yeah,
yeah,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so look at your pattern. So that's all you do, is you just follow these instructions that are in here. Join A to B, then join C to D, join those two together. Just do that in order. So I would go ahead and I would join this other half on here, and then I would join it to the tops of the top of the hat.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
lovely.
that is foundation paper piecing.
Yeah.
It feels really complex, and you think there's no way I can do that. But actually, if you just follow those simple steps time and time again, it's not a problem. You can create really specific, beautiful patchwork.
What's Wilma saying? Oh, Wilma's confused. She missed the beginning. Wilma, we can't go back on it, but later on it'll be on YouTube, and you can sit and watch it to your heart's delight, and you can fast forward it. You can you can go backwards. You can pause it. You can do everything.
Yeah,
So
I think that's so great that you're able to do that. It's fabulous.
And then Neve says, "Good morning, John and Victoria. So lovely to see you again. I just love FPP. Thank you for the brilliant demo from Neve."
Oh, thank you, Neve. Thank you.
We haven't finished yet. We've still got 15 minutes to go.
So once you've done your faces, you've created your block, you'll end up, and I've got Mrs. Claus with me today.
Right.
You will end up
She's sold
with...
now. She's sold out now, but...
one thing I wanted to mention about when you're sewing your pieces together, I just sewed one to the other, but sometimes you might have two sections. For example, on the girl elf,
right,
her hair is ear section.
Oh, let's just look at the girl elf, Elliot.
So if you look at her,
there you go. Right, so the hair's
so
in.
the ear section is separate to the hair section at the bottom. So that's two pieces joined onto the side of her head.
Right.
When you do that, and if I can try and show you on here, I just like to. I don't know if I've got an example of where I've done that. If you just remove a little bit of paper. So if you're sewing across a seam, just remove some of the paper first before you sew across it, because it makes it a lot easier to remove the rest afterwards.
Perfect.
Right, so once you've got your completed faces, and this is the same for the Father Christmas, Mrs. Claus, the Elves, it's all exactly the same process. You would add on your borders. John, how much time have we got left?
How much time have we got exactly of demo, please? 7 minutes.
7 minutes, okay. So what I would do next is you add on your borders. You've got your side and your top and bottom borders. And you add those on with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance.
Right. It's all in the instructions as well, isn't it?
It's all in the instructions. What was I going to say?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I'm easily distracted. Yes, papers. I would leave my papers in at this point. So I would add these on.
Even though your borders haven't got papers in?
Yes,
your
I would
papers are
leave
still
those.
in
I would
Mrs.
keep
Christmas or
those as stable as possible, because you have got these larger sections which are likely to be on a bias or slightly off bias or something.
Keeping it so stable.
So I'll try and keep those in. So I'm going to sew this one onto this along this edge.
Okay.
But that's where I would go in, and because I've pressed this section downwards, I would just go in and take this little bit.
Oh, the one that would be caught underneath, which you wouldn't be able to get to afterwards.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult to get that little bit out. So I'll just kind of tear those little bits out.
Sue says, fantastic demo from Victoria, loving
Thank
the
you, Sue.
cushions. Freddie says, morning to you two lovely people, lovely to see you, Victoria.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be here, actually.
So when's your next trip over then?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm coming over at the very end of September because I'm hosting a crafting holiday to France.
Oh, excuse me.
If everything goes ahead. But we're hoping to try and get across for October half term, certainly.
Okay,
that would
make
be
sure you
really
do another
nice.
show for us for October.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Right, we need 1/4 of an inch, which is 4.
So now, have you gone back to normal stitch length now?
Yes, I have, but you might be tempted to do just a little bit shorter
Right.
for the papers. Lost some of my paper on the underside.
Stop muttering.
Talking to myself.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
shouldn't do that when everyone's watching.
No, it's fine at home in your work
I
room.
know. And I do as well. Well, I haven't got a workroom anymore. It's in the living room.
Oh, no.
It's really sad.
You've been there, how many years have you been there?
2 years. It's really hard. I've gone from this lovely big sewing room, which isn't lovely, it's a mess,
Yeah.
but to a table in the living room. You know, the old tables that we used to have at the old place, I've got one of those.
Oh.
Okay, so that's what you do. You would add these on. Once you've added those on, you can then take out all of your papers. Then you can, it's up to you the order in which you do it. You can then create your quilt sandwich and do some quilting.
Right.
So the quilting that I've done on these, so you've got your Father Christmas and your Mrs. Claus. I've done detail on the beard to make him look all like he's got
like a stippling?
Yeah, just a swirly, curly, whirly one. And I've done a swirl on the bobble.
Bring it down and light on the table and we can have a look at that.
Super.
Other way.
Oh.
Other way.
Oh dear, some people can't be told.
No. It took me months, don't worry. I see it.
Yeah, you can see all the curly whirly here, and you've got the swirls in here. And then I'll bring in Mrs. Claus so that you can see her hair. And I've done hair just to give it a bit of texture. You don't have to do that. No. It's up to you.
Just so you know, Father Christmas and Mrs. Christmas are sold out.
They've gone.
They're sold out. We're just showing that for the technique-y sort of thing.
And for the elves, I've used a stitch on the 720 that's a snowflake, and I just did individual snowflakes on their hats.
Can you see that on your picture, Ellie, or do I need to get it down? Oh, yeah, look on the hats.
Yeah.
Oh.
So rather than having a patterned fabric, I just used one of the decorative stitches just to just make it look pretty.
And then the face, what's the face?
So the face is, so you can do all your quilting and then go back in and do your face. The face is by hand stitching, just a back stitch.
Okay, is there a template in here?
Yes, they're all included on the pattern pieces.
So everything you need is absolutely there, isn't it?
So you can see here, this is on the elf.
Just come into that one.
You can see the position, it shows you the position of the button eyes, where you would put the button nose, the little mouth, the rosy cheeks and the eyebrows. If you're using these cushions with younger children around, of course you could just trace these off as circles of felt or fabric and do it that way. Yeah. So I've put this on top of my pattern piece and I've traced it off.
What's that?
This is the stitch and tear.
Okay, right.
So this is one way of doing it. So I've done your stitch and tear, you've got your Roger, and then you flip that over and you can see here I've just drawn off some of the key lines.
Yes.
If you just did the face, you wouldn't know where to put it. So just some of the key junction points, and then you can place that over the top of your stitching, and then I would pin that in place.
So you're going to stitch through all of that. So it's not just to find the placing, you're actually going to stitch through it.
So I then stitch through that because my freehand stitching isn't great.
Is it not?
It's a little bit wonky. And then I will use just some embroidery thread. I'll use two or three strands, and then I will stitch all of those, and then I will put the buttons on last.
Okay, perfect.
But I would definitely make sure that you leave the buttons until after you've done all your quilting.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
Otherwise it gets in the way.
Brilliant.
So once you've done that, then just check that you will need to square up your cushion front, because you may have done on these, I've done a lot more quilting and some of my other designs, it brings it all in a little bit. So just even that up.
What did you put behind it? What did you put
I just put some wadding.
just straightforward
wadding. Yeah,
wadding.
wadding, and if you've got some lightweight cotton or something, just
to make the
makes
sandwich.
it easier to make the sandwich, to pop it through your machine. You don't have to quilt them at all. You could just use them as is.
Oh yeah, I suppose you could, because they're all fixed.
I mean, I do the faces, I do the eyes and that lot, but you don't need to do all of that. But I love projects like this because it's a great opportunity to practice your stitching skills on a smaller scale that fits in your machine.
Sue says she's never tried FPP before, but because of you, she's ordered the Father and Mrs. Christmas.
Oh, wonderful.
And she's going to give it a go. She said, it looks daunting, but I'll follow the video. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it does. And follow the video because it is just step by step. And let me know. I'm more than happy to help out people if I can, if you get stuck.
Just tag you on Facebook or Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
And did you say the Mr. and Mrs. Christmas are slightly easier than the Elves?
Yes, because there are the pattern pieces are bigger.
So it's brilliant. That's a good choice to go with that one first, Sue.
Yeah, I would start with that one. Then quickly on piping, we've got time for talk about
just
piping.
go for it. That'd be fine.
So piping, I mentioned to you at the start, cut that fabric out first. The piping you need to cut out on the bias, because you're going around these edges at the top, you need to be able to bend that piping. So cut those on the bias. You may need to join those, or you will need to join those. And I'll have my bias strips, I'll place them together, and I like to do 1/4 inch overlap on those. Ooh.
Why did you do your 1/4 inch overlap?
I find it easier to eyeball.
Yeah.
Because what you can do is you can put the needle, if you've got the right foot on your machine,
Oh, yes.
clear, and put that in the needle down position. I can then put the needle down and place that against the needle, that little V, and I'm sewing from that point to that point.
Yes, it's being a little bit off, mate. Brilliant idea.
I
That's
just
a good
find
tip,
that a little bit easier.
Princess says, I love Victoria. So good to see her back
thank
on
you,
Sewing
Princess.
Street.
I hope she's feeling well. She's not been
well,
not
Princess.
been top form.
Oh.
Not been top form. So you go
Oh,
one into
Christine,
the-
I'll let Hannah know about your picture. We'll maybe show it in the next hour.
So we'll go one end to the other. I'll then trim that down. Let's use my add a quarter ruler because I can't lay my hand on the other one. Your add a quarter ruler. And I'll just trim off those two little extra bits.
Perfect.
And then I'll press that open to create that nice join.
Yeah.
And then wrap that round your piping cord.
You used a nice chunky pipe cord. We got that on the website. You can buy it by the metre.
Yeah, it's nicer, slightly chunkier.
Yeah.
And then I use my zipper foot to just base that in place.
I'm glad you said that. You see, I use my zip foot as well. And everyone goes, oh, no, you have to use your piping foot.
Oh, but you might not have a piping
No,
foot.
exactly. And the zipper foot's, that's
Oh
how I learned how
no,
to do
zipper
it. It's so
foot's fine.
easy, isn't it?
Yeah, just stick your zipper foot on and then swing your needle as far across to the left as you can to sew that in place. Then when you come to sew that onto your cushions, it's up to you. You can create a slightly sharper corner or a smoother corner. Depends on how much you clip. Well, you need to clip into your seam allowances, but how much you bend it round to create two different effects. That's
Love the
entirely
curved
up
one.
to
I
you.
love the curved one.
I really like the curved one. It's
Princess
nice.
is feeling much better, thank
Oh,
you.
good,
She'll be back
good, I'm
sewing
glad.
very soon. And Diane is saying, I love Victoria in 4 bunches of flowers.
Oh, thank you so
there you
much. Lovely, lovely.
We've come to the end. That was brilliant.
Yeah,
Thank you
I think
so
I covered
much.
most things. Made a mess.
You made a mess, but you can tidy up, and we'll make sure that she gets her cushions to take home. How many bags did you bring with you?
Not as many as we're taking back.
Oh, okay.
We're going
fine.
shopping.
So there you go. Let's do a quick round up then. So Santa and Mrs. Claus sold out. Christmas elf cushions. Here's your bundle for this. So what you get here is you get... Oh, sorry, I'm very croaky today. I'm not poorly, don't worry. It's the aircon. Yes, it's the aircon. It's freezing in here. Right, half metre blue, half metre green, a metre of your red. You get your 3 skinny quarters. 3 skinny... Is that right? Yes.
Fat eighths.
Fat eighths. Fat eighths. Why do I keep saying the wrong thing? Fat eighths. Half a fat quarter. Half a fat quarter. Don't know why I keep saying the wrong thing. You get all of that for £24.99. Brilliant. Now, they are absolutely flying out. Loads and loads have you got in your basket. Now is your time to check out. I know lots of you are wanting to wait to watch the whole demonstration before you did that, but please, please, please now check out. £24.99 for all that. Everything that's there. Fantastic. Then I've also got the Caldoic foundation paper. Now this will sell out as well, I'm sure. I know we bought loads this time, but there you go. £14.99, you get 100 sheets of that.
Can I say something about the paper?
You can say something about the paper.
If you're using it to print out, make sure you change your printer settings because it's is that A4 or is that letter size? Is that 8 by 11?
8.5 by 11 this is.
Oh, now I can't remember which is which.
Right, so just
Because sometimes...
What comes out a different size, does
Yeah,
it?
because there's American paper is letter size, not A4 size. And now I've just gone completely blank and can't remember which is which.
Put it on your Facebook page later, will
Yeah,
you?
have a look and just make sure you don't need to change your printer settings if you're using it to print on.
Right. But if you're photocopying it,
Then I'm
you're
sure.
fine, you're fine.
You might, or you just move your little guides on
yeah.
your thingy.
That's all she's going to say. £14.99.
Sorry.
Good tip, though. Good tip, because otherwise then it won't fit together, will it? And then last but not least, I've got Roger. We call him Roger because he's Hannah's ex-fantasy boyfriend. Stitch and tear, which is what you saw. So when you've done, I'm just going to ask Victoria again this then. So when you've done your hand embroidery through your eyes and all that, you then tear the paper away,
Just
don't
be
you?
really careful. I will put my finger on the stitching.
Hang on a sec. We'll just look at this.
Hold on. So I will put so you've got your stitch and tear in place. I
Yeah.
will place my finger on the stitching and just pull it away so
Yeah.
that you're not pulling on your stitches.
Yeah, don't pull your stitches.
Unless you've done a really tiny back
Yeah.
stitch.
So that's what you do with your stitch and tear. Okay, right, so we're going to go for a break now. I think I've done everything, haven't I, Hannah? I think Hannah's in a different world. I think she's mesmerised by it all. We will see you with Julie. Now, what we're making? Oh, I know, the wall hanging. Still can't get it right, you see. We're doing a wall hanging from a lovely book, and we've got bundles with the book in it, and we think the price might be wrong. We're thinking you're getting a very good deal. We will see you in 4 minutes from... Thank you so much, by the way, Victoria. We'll see you in 4 minutes from now.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day. Sewing has been part of the Great British heritage for thousands of years, starting with hand sewing with English paper piecing and then progressing to machines to give us high-end British tailoring. We are proud to be a nation of sewists. So to commemorate this, Sewing Street is holding Great British Sewing Week. Tune in from Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July for celebrations of all things British. We have the traditional prints from Liberty and William Morris, as well as makes from our talented guest designers. Keep a lookout for some special giveaways and some new and familiar faces. Join us from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday the 12th to Sunday the 18th of July on Freeview 72, Sky 670, YouTube and Facebook Live. Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay one P&P all day.
Right, before we start this next project, I need to say, everybody who buys something today, your name will be going into the virtual hat, and one of you... Now, we haven't got yesterday's name yet. They're going to have to be quick. We've only got 55 minutes to tell you. But today's prize is this. All you need to do is buy something, and your name will go in the hat, and somebody tomorrow will win this lovely layer cake or charm pack, 10-inch, and the John Scott Collection Orifil threads. Right, these are worth 50 quid, aren't they? These were 50 quid. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful. Actually, that's a brilliant prize if you think about it. How much are these normally? 40 something. That's 40 something pounds, and that's 47.99. That's a brilliant prize. I've just realised. I was thinking, I've only got 2 things to show today. Actually, it's 90 odd pounds. Anyway, let's move on. I'll be announcing around this time tomorrow who's won that. Right, now, look at this. You can make one of these if you want. We have a panel. We have a panel, and we have a book, and we have bundles. Right, the one that makes exactly that is grey, the grey. I couldn't figure out how I was supposed to tell the difference. Right, so you get the book, right? Look at this price, right? This isn't right? You get an Annie's quilting book, you get 1/2 metre of grey fabric, and... Oh no, so many of you have been on pre-orders. There's less than 20 of these already. Less than 20. Right, look, so here on the panel, you get the pink floral for your binding. You get all the different colours for all of your, well, it tells you what they're actually for, look. So, there's your spools and your threads. They must be your, no, they're not your scissors. What are they? That one's a spare bit there, the blue floral at the end. They're your scissors. They're your letters. So if you think about it, right, how much would this panel be? Like, let's be very, well, £14.99? £14.99, right? How much is the book on it? Oh, well, I'll be able to tell you. Well, look, I mean, it's a brilliant bundle, that. £19.99. This on its own is £10.99. This on its own, see what you mean? It's a fantastic deal. It's a brilliant deal. Plus your 1/2 metre of fabric there, £19.99. So that's the grey one. That'll make the one that Julie's already made. Have you got this other one? Oh yeah, and then Julie's got the cream one for the demo. Yeah. So this is £14.99. This is £10.99. And how much is that? £3 something. I know. Yeah, there's something wrong with that price. So you're making, you know, not making money. You got a good price there. Right. Here's the cream one. Same thing. So you get the bundle. No, my voice. My words are going faster than my brain will allow. Right. So you get the book. You get 1/2 metre of the cream. Oh, actually, it's the splodge. It's the splodgy one. Plus you get now it's the same panel, same colouring on everything. £19.99 for all 3 of those bits there, right? Splodgy budgy one. Oh, June's back from the opticians. How much have you spent, June? 380. That's how much I spent last week for these. You bought the same ones as me. Anyway, I don't know why I've taken them off. Right, okay, so there's all of that. Now, right, okay, so now this is where you realise how good a deal it is, right? The book on its own, £10.99. Say it with Quilty Skinnies. Right, let me show you. There are 8 projects here. You might have your own fabric, you might have your own colourway that you want to make these in your own house, you know what I mean? But look, you might have seen this before. We have done this a few times. So you got your Rise Up. And then we got Farmer's Market. I haven't got a song for that. Kiss the Cook, yes please. Oh, there's Rise Up again then. Let Freedom Ring, that's a very American one, I'd say that one. Templates, letters. Look, there's all the templates are in here as well. Be Happy, now I'll talk to you about that one in a minute. There's a Be Happy one there. All your templates. Hannah's going to make that and she's going to put Be Unhappy on hers. Elliot. Wash and dry. More templates in there. There's your wash and dry for your laundry room. And then, again, all your templates and everything. Oh, June's bought green ones of these. Very nice. June, you must send us a picture when you get them. Oh, Carol's hay fever's playing up. She's not feeling great. Hannah's got bad hay fever today as well. Sweet dreams for a bedroom. She's allergic to Elliot, she says. So all of that. Oh, no, there's the one we're doing. Create. Beautiful, isn't it? How big are their buttons they've sewn? Oh, they've got whopping great buttons on theirs, yeah. Well, no, they're 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/4, and the blue one's 2 inch. Because it's written in there. That was me being very clever. £10.99, £10.99 for that book. Right now, would you like the panel on its own? Yeah, Elliot, we're doing the panel, not panel on its own. Panel, if I could say it, it'd be help. Look, Elliot, look. £14.99. Right, okay. I know Hannah's not very good at maths, but add this up. How much was that? £10.99 plus £14.99 automatically makes it £24.99. And if you bought the bundle, you've also got that in the bundle as well. Just saying, someone's made a mistake with the adding up somewhere along that. We can't change that now. We can't change that. There you go. So this is £14.99, the panel. Brilliant. You don't, I mean, the thing is, you could use it for all sorts of projects, couldn't you? Elliot, I thought you said the aircon was off. It's blowing a gale in here. No. He said to me, I've set it, John, so it won't blow on you anymore. It'll just give you a nice, even temperature. It's blowing a bigger gale than it normally does, and it's hitting me just here, like that. Under the moobs, yes. Right, now, so I've got those two bundles, which are the ones that Julie's done, right? Now, and that will make this, all the wall hangings are the same sort of size, 14 by 28, I think they said they were. I'll double check for you, though. Now, if you want to make other projects in the book, for example, Be Happy, you don't get the book in this bundle, but if you bought the book separately and you're thinking, oh, I'd like some fabric to make the Be Happy. The thing is, in this bundle, there's way too much fabric to make the Be Happy. Way too much. So it's just a lovely fabric bundle I'm offering you now. You don't get the book, remember. Right, so this is this one here. So what you get in here, you get 1.5 meters of white. You get 1/2 meter of black. You get 2 meters of red. And you get 3 fat quarters. And it's £24.99. I'm not going to say anything. £24.99. You get 3 fat quarters, and 4 meters of fabric for £24.99. So you could make the Be Happy. That's the one we've used to make the Be Happy. You can see there the flowers are all made of the fat quarters. Then the binding and the backing are the red. But there's no way you need 2 meters of red, is there, to do that? What are you muttering about over there?
Make about 3.
Yes, you could make loads. Make loads. Anyway, that's that bundle. We also have a blue version. These are just lovely to have as a bundle of fabrics. You can just have these in your stash. They're brilliant. I think I like the blue one best, actually. So you get the 3 fat quarters again. You get your 1/2 meter of black. Oh, now who unbundled these ones? Because they didn't put the stickers on these. You didn't put the stickers on these. So it's the the number's there, but the 2 meters of the blue and 1.5 meters of the white is what you get. Plus your black, plus your fat quarters. No book in this one. No book in this one, obviously. Just a lovely bundle of fabric there. £24.99. Gorgeous. Now, did you find Christine's photo? We'll show it later. We'll show it later, Christine. Also, later on this hour, I've also got to recap the cave. But for now, let's get on with a bit of sewing. Because you don't normally make things like this, do you?
Not particularly. No, I've done a bit of applique, actually.
Yeah.
I did a friend's, it's a pug cross with something, I can't remember now. But for her 50th, I did a cushion. And
of her dog.
I made a photocopied a picture, did all the, and that was my first sort of little go at applique. I think I did an applique dragon in sixth form art. That's last, yeah. So
did they have Bondweb in those days?
no, I know. I was trying to think. I think I just.
I didn't mean that rudely.
Yes.
But
I think I just must have zigzagged all the edges then. But that was, I remember, I was thinking, I did a dragon because my mum was a heraldic artist. So I did a dragon, sort of off a heraldry sort of thing. And I vaguely remember all these velvets and greens going, oh, I did that. And I sneakily did it for A-level art. No, or art, GCSE or what I was doing. Yeah. But that was the last time. And then this dog worked out quite well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like taking risks, don't you? Elliot wants to know what's that heraldic artist?
So you will see. I think when she did do it, it was it's these plaques in. So football clubs have them. So family crests. So like you would have Scott family.
I've got mine in the toilet.
There you go.
Toilet, yeah.
So my mum used to actually paint the designs, and so very. Finicky.
Yeah, because the one I've got, so like a wooden shield, and then on it is like a painted.
It's sort of a moulded, and so she used to have this huge volume of looking up things, and so very detailed. So and then she went into sort of watercolour painting was her.
Very
thing.
different.
Yes, but I do remember nicking a picture of a sort of. It might have been I think it was a dragon or a lion. So.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Mine's very boring. The Scott crest's very boring. It's above my downstairs toilet. Now. Anyway, so where do we start with this? How do we do it?
So we've got, within the book there's some patterns, and then there's the fold out at the back. There's the whole sort of sheets as well. And I say it's quite clever because it's in reverse. So a bit, so you have to think, why is it in reverse? So all the lettering and things. So the create one is on the, one side of the, and so you've got your create, and then you've got your spool and your thread and your scissors. So it's 1, 2, 3.
So are all the templates for all of the skinning is on there then?
Well, she said, I'm not sure why. There's some
in the book.
In the book, yeah. So wash and dry. So maybe there's some.
You've got Let Freedom Ring on that one.
So there's
Kiss. So some are in the book, and some because Let Freedom Ring's in the book, but on there you've got Kiss the Cook on the one you've got there.
Yes.
Haven't you?
So
just check through the book or on your paper. Yeah, because there's there you go.
That's true. So where they are, so they might be on the paper or in the book. Yeah. And I was saying to John earlier, that you could if you've got a clever scanner or photocopier or even Sneak on the Works photocopy, you could play around.
Don't do that. Somebody got fired for that, didn't they? Hannah didn't. Hannah didn't get fired.
But if you didn't want to create something quite so big, and maybe like for a sewing machine cover, or because I think the lettering, I think we struggle to create lettering generally. Yes, yeah. So and this is a nice sort of font, isn't it? So you could actually play around on the computer and maybe shrink that down on a scanner.
If you do that sort of thing, I've got no idea what you're talking about. I'm rubbish at things like that.
So I would tap in that you want to shrink it, and you could play around with all these. So if you didn't want, because they're all this set size.
Yes. Or if you've made this size and then you want little coasters or something like that made of the same thing in your workroom.
So if you did have a clever scanner or some sort of at home or you could shrink it. You could zoom it as well if you want, but that's quite a large size and it fits perfectly on the panel.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got and it's nice in that spotty, biscuity colour. So so you get your Bondweb. So I think was there a Bond?
I haven't got Bond. Have I got Bondweb, Hannah? Yeah, it's on the trolley still. We've got Bondweb.
We've got Bondweb. So I was sent quite thin strips.
It comes in the packet. So we do it in two different versions. We do it in the thin strip, which is the one you're seeing there, the $2.99. I haven't got it here to show you, being 120 centimetres by 17.5 centimetres. Normally, we sell a roll of it, a 5-metre roll of it. It's 30 centimetres wide. Not sure if that's in stock at the moment. I think this is the only one we've got today.
So I got sent these strips, which was a bit, you had to do a bit of a...
Oh, a bit of Peat,
but that was fine. So, I don't think it was around when I was at school, Bondweb.
It must have been, actually, because when my first project at Wimbledon School of Art was making a cushion cover using Bondweb, and we had to make a cushion cover.
So if you've never used it before, it is brilliant, but you do still need to stitch, because it's definitely not foolproof, and so you've got, you just have to sort of have a little feel of it. So you have got the sort of shiny paper side, and you've got the sticky, which is obviously one of the glue sides. So you're just going to do, and this is an easy one, otherwise you're just sort of tracing around. So you're drawing onto the paper side. So I'll just do this sort of quickly. I have cut a few out. And then
What are you doing now?
so I'm doing a spool. Yeah. So, and so you can play around with your colour combinations with your, it tells you which is your spool and which is your thread. But say you don't have to stick to, you could play around with that.
Because if you get the same amount of all of those little fabrics, then you have to cut the scissors out of the blue one.
Yes.
If you're going to use the fabric from the panel, because there's not enough of anything else.
Yeah. So you can just this won't make any difference whether it's back to front, but your lettering is back to front. It all makes sense once you've got once it's all ironed on. So it saves you having to try and reverse anything.
Yeah, because sometimes if you're taking it from an original picture, you have to reverse it all, don't you?
Yeah. And I think the last time this was on, there was a great debate over scissors when you've stuck your, she said.
Whether you use your cutting scissors or whether you use your, in the drawer?
I'm going to get, is there a drawer? There is a drawer.
Oh, yeah. In the drawer there.
So I have no ideas what,
Are they all right? You can use any of those. That's left-handed. That's left-handed.
Oh, is it?
Person,
okay. Right, someone might shout at me, but and then
I
say you could. I mean, the panel I was being very precise about cutting around the thing, but you're going to cut it out once it's on, so you don't need to be that precise cutting that bit out.
Also, if you cut out directly on your line, sometimes the glue doesn't go to the edge of the fabric, and that's why you always cut that a little bit bigger, so that your glue definitely goes to the edge of the fabric.
So I was being very precise, and then realised actually I didn't need to, because I'm cutting twice. So let's say.
And also, if you cut twice, you're more likely to make not size errors, but you know what I mean. You might cut a bit more off if you already cut it precisely once, then you have to do it again.
Yeah. So I've done a bit of a blue Peat and prepared a few. So that's one that I've already.
Perfect.
And you might just trim that off. So I'm just gonna. I've already ironed one of them on.
Right. So have you done a whole spool behind the thread?
Yes.
Okay. Just thinking, if you wanted to save a bit of fabric, you could just do
the top bits. Yeah. I mean, it does actually show through a bit. So
I've noticed, but
So, so I'm just gonna. So you put your sticky side down, and you're just gonna iron that onto one of your. And you do get leftovers. All for using the leftovers. So iron. So you're just gonna. Great debate whether you're now cutting paper and your fabric, and which scissors you use, and all that debate.
You use your general purpose scissors.
But all the instructions are actually at the front of the book. So you always refer back in the book to what's going on at the front, actually.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't actually tell you what to do with your pattern.
Oh, hang on then. I see. For doing the bonder web, you mean, yeah?
Well, for everything, actually. Quilting, applique.
General instructions, yeah.
So you sort of, if you put a little post-it note in there, because you just flicking.
Yes.
So actually they're all the same principles in the book. So once you've got...
So basically, when you look at Farmer's Market, on the actual pages for Farmer's Market, it's just telling you what to cut out where. So like cut blue, red, orange and all that sort of stuff. But then to actually make it, you then go back to the beginning here where it says general instructions. It tells you how to do all of the different work at the beginning there.
And if you're like me, not that familiar with it all, I was, as I said earlier, about when should you quilt, and all that sort of debate. So it does talk you through all that. And because I was having great fun quilting, which I don't normally quilt.
Right.
So I was going, this would have been easy to start with. But then the idea is it should fluff up your lettering. Was the
Fluff up?
Is there another term?
Poof.
There you go. So, but I'm just getting going with quilting. So so actually on that panel I did quilt the lettering different to the background. If you
okay, yeah.
So I did a zigzaggy thing on the.
Oh yes.
So I got started playing with different.
Get carried away.
I did once. But I couldn't quite manage the twirly whirly that's in the book.
Well, no, you have to grow to twirly whirly.
Yeah, that looked so you've got your and we're going to add but Bonder web is a magical thing.
It's brilliant, isn't it? How does it know when you know what I mean, like how I just think it's brilliant. Then you just peel it off, and then
Yeah.
it's ready to glue again and everything.
Yeah, very clever. And I have actually used it on some of my leather things that I've made with fabric and leather to get that bond, and then I've sewn to sort of reinforce it. But yeah, so you just have to watch you're not sticking bits to your iron. And
Yeah, don't you be getting any on that ironing board cover now, because Elliot goes mad.
and I might just trim that down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because the first show you did with me, we did pouches and...
Oh, the leather, yeah.
things like that, didn't we?
And I was trying to think, it's like we did the Swedish book, didn't
Yes,
we? The
yeah.
Jotta,
book,
yeah.
Which has been hugely popular.
Very good, I like that. So you just make sure. So I did try and iron it without taking the. It doesn't work.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work if you haven't taken your backing. So say you can play around with what colours you, and obviously if you've got a stash of scraps that we all have in our
Yeah.
and then we're just gonna. Yeah, and it doesn't have to. You're going to go over around the edges. So if you're not quite, spot on, you're actually going to cover it with whatever stitch you've decided with your applique. So, but as I do love the swirly. I think it is very creative, the lettering, isn't it? So, yeah. But I think even when I did this dog portrait, I found that things were coming off a bit. So it's like, it doesn't stick it.
No, it's only fold until you sew it.
Yeah.
Now, Princess had another idea. What she would do is she would throw 3 strips of fabric together and then place the spool pattern on top of the 3 bits of fabric. So you've got a seam in between the spool and the thread. Right, okay, so she'd get 3 bits of fabric, a wide one and 2 narrow ones, sew them together to make a bigger piece of fabric. Then she'd put a bonder web on top of that and then cut round that. So you've got the colouring. You're not wasting any fabric behind the spool.
Okay. Yeah, true. So something I prepared earlier because I was panicking that I wouldn't get it all finished. So there's great detail about, there is a grid in the book on where to place your lettering.
Right on the last page.
So you do really need to take note of that. So literally I did a bit of so I folded my fabric to find that sort of cross, yeah. Because you've got to watch that you don't get too close to the edge for your binding. Yeah.
Oh no, definitely.
So if I just move that out of the way, you might sort of get an idea. So so when you're putting it on there, and obviously you don't want it skew, and so it's because this is all quite floppy, that lettering, and you sort of so and then getting your scissors on. So that's so I've started it. I don't know if you can see. So it loops and it's underneath.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of play with. So don't just plonk it on the top. It does explain.
Yeah. So your create is there, but then when you don't iron your create down.
Yes.
Because you've got to then put the scissors one of them going over and one going under, and then over the E further down. You've got to put it underneath.
Yeah. So you do have to.
The cream bundle sold out. Just so you know.
So you do just have to watch, your positioning and which handle and the angle. I say that's and mine. I mean, you can see on this, it's not exact to the picture. So in the book, so it's not. I say you can be.
Oh no, there's stops. There's.
Yeah,
I don't know how theirs has worked because actually they've got their scissor end finishing in the loop of the E.
Yeah.
But if you did that, your scissors wouldn't be anywhere near the fabric. They've got it
done
much higher up there.
And I've done it slightly different on the sample as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
it's yours. It doesn't really matter, does it?
I say the key is that you're not too close to that edge. Yeah. So just watch when you're putting things on. So so you fold. Get that sort of mark of that cross, and then it's sort of having a little going. Oh, where's the curve of the E in relation to the sort of centre line? And just so you've because you've got space here you've got this space. Ooh, that you can't see because I've done it there.
You go.
That space to put your spools and things on.
Yes.
And then it gives you an order of numbers. I think it's 4, 5, 6 in the picture.
Yeah.
Again, it's not life or death. If you decide to I sort of went a bit free, I think, and just went, I quite like them. Yeah, you can put them.
Yeah, but you just put it wherever you want.
Yeah, so the overlap, but again, it's order of play.
Yeah.
So once you've stuck it down, it's sort of down. So if I put those on, and then we'll do some blanket stitching. So.
Okay.
But
So you've already put your scissors and your crate on. So you're just putting the spools on.
Yes.
Now. Yeah.
I panicked at home thinking how much am I going to get done. So and you didn't want to watch me do the whole blanket stitch because it is quite, and your eyes go a bit on that edge.
Yeah.
So it's quite right. Let's get the paper off. So, and again, colour of thread, you can play around. I did a similar, so you can do a contrasting, depends how confident you are with following your curves, I think.
Yeah, now, out of the three spools that you've put on, you've got a pink one overlapped by the green and the yellow one. Did you stitch round the pink one first and then stick the green one on top of it? Or did you put all three on?
I put them all on and
then change your colour thread when you got to the end of it,
She said I'm struggling.
Sorry,
oh, there you go. So just remember to take your paper off, otherwise it won't stick. So, so I say, I probably should look in the book and see where but I say it's not.
Yeah, they've got a pink one square on the bottom. It doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't. Use your creative.
Yes.
Trying to get the paper off. Right. So.
If you have trouble getting the paper off, you'll score it with a pin across the back, and it'll just come off easier. So if you get a pin and just score it straight down the middle, right, and then you can peel it off from there.
Oh, look at that. Genius. You've done that before.
Yeah.
She said, right.
I think we're doing it before. Elliot's just gone, yes, that's a Delphine trick, that one. Doing it for donkey's years, Elliot. Donkey's years.
Let's stick. Ooh, nearly all
before you were born.
Right, so let me have just so that one can go there. I say, again, the key is probably just watching near your border, otherwise it'll get caught in when you start doing your binding. You just want them to look a bit random. How about that? There. Okay, so, and then...
Gone completely off piece then this time.
So we've all got nice little snippets, haven't we, of fabrics and things that you could use as well.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, all the fabric comes on your panel anyway, but if you've got some of your own favourite, if you want to make those out of Liberty or something like that, you can just buy the book, make it all out of Liberty or something, be nice, or whatever.
I think the baby one in there, I think that would make a nice cot quilt, wouldn't it? That panel, there's a baby picture in there.
Yes.
Right, I've just done the classic, there's something on the little iron. So, right, okay, so. And then, I used a blanket stitch. It depends what you've got on your machine, really. So, I presume a zigzag would...
Satin stitch?
Yeah. So...
Now, are you just applying it to the actual, just the cream fabric? There's nothing behind it, is there?
I've got nothing behind it,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think that's how it describes it in the book. So I'm going to do, and I did have a little look, and instead of all the stop start, I did jump and cross, so you get that thread loose. So so I say otherwise there's loads of loose ends, and because you're stopping and starting. So right, let's hope this machine works. I've set it on the
right number.
I have 39.
And is it on the right side?
Yes,
yeah,
she
good.
said. Right.
We practiced early, you see. That's why I'm checking.
New machine. So and then. And you want quite a smallish stitch, I would say, because it's quite a delicate, there's not a lot of fabric to, you don't want a massive, deep stitch.
This is where you have to be careful if you do a satin stitch, because it can be too heavy if you do a satin stitch. It'll make it too bulky.
And after a while, your eyes, because you're trying to see that edge. So, definitely do it in good light. And you just need to, I'm a bit of a speed sewer, so you just have to watch when you get to all the curves and... and start.
Especially if you're doing a blanket stitch.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the bit going in to miss, do you? You want to carry on going round.
So you just need to take a bit of time on your sharpish bends that you catch it all in. You can go over it. It's not, it's not for my O-level art.
I didn't even do O-level art. Did you do O-level art, Hannah? Oh, sorry, it wasn't O-levels when she was at school. Did you do the art exam when you were 16? Yeah.
So I think I did it. I did it in sixth form, I think. But I did it I used a lot of sewing in it.
Well, in your art at O-level?
Yeah, I managed to squeeze it into I did it in a year, I think, in sixth form.
Oh, you did it after you've done it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I couldn't do it
with.
with I couldn't do it with the options, because it was very limited.
Oh, yeah.
Options. So
Oh yeah, in my day before you, you did your maths, your English, and your English. You had to do those, and then you had to pick either or.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, well, what happens if I want to do geography and RE? You have to pick between the two, sort of thing. It's very strange.
yeah, and I went to a Catholic girls' school, so RE was
Oh yes.
compulsory, whether you whether you liked it or. So I think I did like textiles or French. Well, yeah, that was there wasn't any debate on that really. So so I don't know if Elliot wants to. So hopefully, I don't know if you can zoom. It's actually quite neat for me.
Yeah.
So you've done a nice. So as long as you remember which way you're doing your stitch in, because you might put your needle and go, oh no, it's going to stitch it the other way.
Of
So
course, yeah.
So but say keep it quite small because that's quite a delicate handle. So so I say it did take it took quite a while to get round all the So it's. If
you're worried about it, you can always put stitch and tear behind. If you're thinking, if you want to do a satin stitch, having a satin stitch, put your stitch and tear behind, and then it makes it a little bit more stable. Or of course you could iron on interfacing across the back as well. Oh, stitch and tear's coming through now.
I think I'm on full speed for this. Yeah.
Oh, you want to go faster? And then you'll do me a what? Anna's doing all these slides for me now, then she'll make me a coffee. I don't need a coffee, thank you.
I need a bit more cake, I think. Right.
There's the book on its own, £10.99. There are 8 different projects in there. Farmer's Market, Rise Up, Wash and Dry, Sweet Dreams. Didn't, what's his name? Who won the X Factor? That lovely girl. Leonie. Oh, did Leonie not sing it? Yeah. She not sing Rise Up, Rise Up. Christine says off to a last lunchtime shift before the summer holidays.
So is school's broken up yet? Or?
Yeah, she's a lollipop lady.
Ah.
Yeah, well, Victoria's saying her girls on Gibraltar have been broken up for 2 weeks already because they don't have a half-term holiday. So.
Scotland breaks up months ago, didn't they? It's all Scottish schools break up in June, don't they?
Yeah. Derek, who watches, he broke up months ago. I think he broke up just after Christmas. Derek's a school teacher. I want to say he teaches music, but I don't know if that's right or not.
I know they've had such a difficult time.
Yeah. Oh no. I trained to be a teacher. There's no way I could have got through this last year. They've had to work so hard.
Because they were doing classroom and online. I've got a friend who's a primary school teacher. It just sounded, tortuous, really.
I know. How would you get, it's difficult enough to get a 14-year-old to sit online and watch a lesson.
Yeah,
How on earth would you get primary
to
sit still for that long?
Yeah. So you're just following, and then I say it all comes together again once you get your stitching on. So
of course,
I think it's.
So now, did you change colours, didn't you, on this one? So you've got blue on the scissors, you've got sand on the sandy bit.
Yeah. So you can make it really contrast or blend in. It's, I think it depends how confident you are on your stitching. I think. But I quite like this blanket stitch. I think it's a nice.
Yes.
So it's a satin stitch. Is that another machine?
Satin stitch is a very, very close zigzag. So you have a 3 wide, but no space in between each. So it's like a solid, kind of thick line sort of thing, which is what I used to always do on applique. But I've learned since not to.
Oh, I've run out of. There's my bottom bobbin run out. That's clever, isn't it? So.
While you talk, are you be right doing that? I'll go through what we've got available.
What have we got?
I need you for that. Yes, Hannah. Thank you. So, cream background bundle has sold out. The grey background bundle to make this one. There are what? 3 left. 3 left. You get half a metre of your grey, the panel, and you get the book there. A nice message across my bottom. John, my cockapoo pups spent the first 3 weeks of their life with you, from Anise. Oh, cockapoo. I think that Cassie across the road from me has got a cockapoo. Vague designer. In my day, they were called mongrels. Oh, here you go, Derek. Yes, I teach music and occasionally drama too, and get called in to teach the costume making aspect of the course. There you go. Answer to your question, Elliot. This is the panel you get. Oh, that's nice. Those cockapoos have only heard my voice on the telly. Poor things. They'll need therapy by the time they're 4, won't they? Anyway, that's that. There's only, well, there won't be 3 of those left. They're about to sell out. Yeah. Book on its own is this one. $10.99. 8 different projects in there. 8 different projects.
So I'm just
say it was. Oh, sorry, was it?
Sorry, I've got. It was the. There was more thread on the bobbin underneath.
Oh, okay,
so,
that's fine.
yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll just carry on doing this then. I thought you'd filled that bobbin.
So I'm just doing that trick of don't cut and come off again. So I'm just moving across.
That's why your bobbins run out.
So I thought the bobbin was full, but yeah, right.
Say it with Good to Skinnies. 8 clever wall quilts to personalise your home. So we've got the right. Oh no, hang on, start here. Got Farmers, no. Got Kiss the Cook, no. Got Farmers Market first. Then we've got Kiss the Cook. Then we've got You Rise Up. Let Freedom Ring. Be Happy. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah, Princess says that my mum calls all them. Yeah, because in my day, if 2 different breeds got together and made baby puppies, right? That was a mongrel. It was a mongrel, wasn't it? Not a designer. Let's get together. Wash and dry. Anyway, create all in there. $10.99 that book. Would you like? Would you like the? They're teasing me now because I'm a trained zoologist, because I've watched every episode of Secret Life of the Zoo. Like Hannah's a trained consultant surgeon now. She's watched Holby City. She was looking forward to learning more from Kush, but they've obviously shutting down just as he started working there. This is the panel. If you want the panel, you can get the panel on its own. $14.99. Oh yeah, there's the boy. There's Karim, who's in all the West End shows. He's in it as well, isn't he? Yeah. $14.99. Lovely, isn't it? Just the panel on its own. They're $14.99. Now I've got 2 other bundles here, which are just fantastic bundles to have, sort of thing. Now, one of them, the first one, if you've got the book already, you could make this the Be Happy. But you got way too much fabric here. You could make a few of them. So you get 1.5 meters of white, you get 0.5 meter of black, you get 2 meters of your red, and then you get your 3 fat quarters for $24.99. June says, my animals love your voice, John. Misty the kitten is absolutely besotted with you and tries to touch your face through the TV. Misty, Misty, Misty. See, Harvey, when I do that to Harvey, Harvey comes and gives me a kiss. Harvey is Dulcie's cat that's staying with me at the moment. Going home tonight. Oh, Kareem's not in it anymore. Oh, dear, June. Oh, I better not say that. Yeah, in case Hannah's not up to date. Oh, she is up to date. She is up to date. Oh, is it because he had to go off and do a West End show? Oh, no, he won't. No, doubt it, because there's been no West End shows, have they? Right, and then there's this bundle here. He's a brilliant singer, though. Fantastic singer. He did Phantom of the Opera with, what's her name? That lovely girl that was like X Factor judge. No, yeah, X Factor judge. Nicole. No. Nicole. And they did Phantom of the Opera. They were all at the, oh, it was brilliant. Anyway, this one you get the blue, the white and the black. 1/2 metre. 2 metres, 1.5 metres. Oh, Andrea Day sung Rise Up. Not the owner. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, though, Morag. There's your 3 fat quarters in there. Now, that's just a bundle. There's no book or anything like that. It's called the Blue Be Happy Wall Hanging. But you have got 4 metres of fabric and 3 fat quarters. You'll never use all of that fabric to make that. You'll use 1/2 metre of the red, if that. Less than 1/2 metre. And your border would be blue, of course, won't it? Because it won't be red. Okay. I've got, oh no, now buttons. If you want to embellish it, we have 2 sets of buttons. Rightio. There's your different size buttons. No, they're not as big as the one in the book that goes to 2 inches. None of those go to 2 inches. I suppose you could sew the top on. Anyway, look, all those, £5.99, £5.99. Now, the other buttons might be a bit misleading because if you're doing the Be Happy one and you're thinking, I know, I'll put some lovely big bumblebee. They're baby bees, look. Come on, Elliot. Elliot thinks to really come in on this. Little bumblebees. You get 12 of them for £2.99. But look, they're little. They are little. You could do a whole swarm of them, couldn't you, on the Be Happy one? £2.99. These are very, very popular. I need to warn you. They got a little shank on them underneath. Look, can you see? Oh, Barbara says, going back to cockapoos, John, we had a mix years ago and called it a spoddle. Cockapoo is the American name. Oh, it's another matter. We've set something off now. Another mention about cockapoos now. Hi, John. My cockapoo sits in my son's chair and watches you. She hears your voice and jumps up. Vivian. Oh, that's not the name of the dog. I thought that was the name of the dog then. That's from Vivian in County Durham. Oh, not another cockapoo. Here we go. John Scott, covering my cockapoo's ears. He says, excuse me, I am a crossbreed, not a mongrel. Love Bailey the cockapoo and big sis Mabel the labradoodle. What on earth is one of those? Yeah, doesn't say doodle though, it says labradoodle. Oh, doodle, labradoodle. So that's what, half a Labrador and half a poodle. So you've got a Labrador, like a big butch Labrador, and then has those big... Who has? Marketing Amy's got a Labradoodle. But it's just, what a weird mix. Curly Labrador. Oh, so it doesn't do that. It doesn't go like that with the show pom-poms. Oh, they don't come like that. Oh, I thought that's how they came. All right, then.
Stick with cats.
It's all too much.
No, stick with cats.
Yeah, stick with cats. It's much easier. I've got Ripley coming to stay in September though. Ripley's half lurcher, half American bulldog. She's lovely. She's like this. There's nothing fluffy and bobbly about her, I tell you. Anyway, where are we up to? We're doing sewing today, not a cockapoo demonstration.
Right, I've sort of done most of the scissors, so. I've gone around the edges, gone the inner bit. So sometimes you have to go back and go, right, have I done everything? Because sometimes you forget to do the inner circles. So, and then, I stitched all the spools on as one sort of thing, but you could play around with
all as one, but you changed the colour each time. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hang on, where's it gone? It's under here. You change. Look, if you look on the spools here.
Yes, I
You've
did
done
it
the
with-
green spool with green thread. Oh, hang on, one mine. Yeah, there you go. Green spool with green thread. But then look, on the pink one, you stopped there with the pink and just done a tiny bit of pink there.
Oh, there you go.
You obviously had a lot of time on your hands that day.
I obviously didn't want to do the housework that.
Aren't they lovely? Really, really lovely, though. So, we won't do the rest of the sewing, but should we just talk through? You want to finish what you're
Let me
doing?
just
No,
finish
what
this.
you're doing there.
I'll just finish
what you're doing
that,
there.
and then we'll go through
Yeah.
how else you'd put it together. So,
Okay.
I say all the same.
While you do that, I think I've got Christine's photo to show. Got Christine's photo to show. Now, Christine sent a message in early saying, oh, hang on, I've lost the message now. Here it is. I've emailed in a picture of a present I received as a lollipop lady this morning. It's handmade by a 10-year-old girl called Violet. She also made a cushion out of her old uniform for a head teacher who's leaving today. Oh, she said, I've asked her mum, Gemma, to email the picture in as she's so talented. Oh, look. I really want to share one of my gifts I've seen tomorrow. It's a lollipop from a little girl who's 10. She's so talented and made this by herself. Her mummy Gemma bought her a sewing machine and they still have our granny's old singer. She's been making masks and all sorts of goodies. She's been on the One Show and she's an amazing eco-warrior. Oh, you're one of those, aren't you? You're like an eco-warrior, aren't you? Please, can you give her a mention and she can watch it later when she's home from school. Her name is Violet, and her little sister Florence is following in her footsteps. A lot of information there, Christine, from near Durham. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, the fly. Right.
So I realised I didn't bring the extra yellow. So there's
don't worry.
surplus. I mean, that's spare grey off the. So there was even more. Definitely more fabric than you need.
Yeah.
So you've got all your pliqued on. Yeah. So that's what you want to get done. Which
Yes.
I say, my head was, should I quilt first and then applique? Which I don't see.
Does it tell you in the book what to do? Or
Yeah,
not?
it tells you this way round.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect, right.
So if you look at the pictures in the book, they do some amazing quilting, which is beyond my skill level at the moment. But
aspire to it. We can all aspire to it.
The create one, which is right at the back, is beautiful, spirally, and I think Delphine does that on a lot of her. I think her owl panel, and So I will work myself up to that. But I did. In the panel that I did do a sort of just a random sort of cross hatch. Would you call it on the lettering?
No, it's not cross hatch, just like a zigzag. Cross hatch is where you do like lines going that way and lines going that way.
So I just I
done
zigzagged.
a random
from each
zigzag.
border I just zigzagged across, to create a bit of a poofy up of the quilty backing there. And then which I did on the baby changing mat I've done previously on here, I just did a nice free, and I didn't change to any fancy foot or it wasn't free motion or anything like that. I just used a standard foot. But the bit I found a pain was that you were stopping and starting to go. Yeah,
could you not? I suppose it would look odd if you just went straight over the writing on it as well, wouldn't it?
That's what I didn't do. So that was the only bit, but I presume that's what people do, that they get to a certain point and then I sort of tried to picture that it was carrying on. But that's when I thought, well, why can't I quilt it before? And
if you quilt it and then put the thingy on, Or, I don't know, or put the Bonder web on, put the Bonder web letter, don't do any sewing, then make your quilt sandwich and then use the stitch around the edge as part of the quilting.
That would sort of fluff it up as well, wouldn't it, with the and then in your panels you do get, so I've done a bit of beforehand, so Victoria nicely showed how to do your joining up.
So
I've done it, so you get more than enough to do your binding. So I say you get your quilt done, trim it all off, neaten all the sides, and then you've got within your panel, you've got your binding, and obviously probably people have got favourite ways of doing binding. I just followed the pattern, which is, I say, all the details are at the front of the book, so it does give you details. There's quite a lot of pictures there for your binding. So and you stitched it actually from the right side and then over, and it created. And again, you can probably, mine was quite wide, but you can it's up to you how you want to really. You could make that a bit narrower, I suppose, and then nice mitered corners. So
perfect, absolutely perfect. Right, when are you in next then?
About a month's time.
In a month's time, brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. I've given you your magazine back, haven't I? Thank you for that. Kate sent in a message saying, loving this hour, part applique, part crofts. Yeah, that's exactly what we're all about. Oh, another message that Hannah rather likes. Try having an African grey who copies John when he says, oh no, Karen, I'm sorry. African grey, I presume, is a parrot, not a dog. Yeah. Oh, an elephant. It's an elephant.
My mother-in-law's got a parrot. Yeah.
Oh, it's a parrot.
Yeah.
It's a parrot. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got to tell you who the winner is. Winner slide, please, Elliot. Yesterday's winner is Julie Vaughan. I know Julie Vaughan. I know Julie Vaughan. She's watching now. She's watching now. Oh, she was watching. She might not now. But anyway, Julie, what she won? What she won? Oh, she's won the panel with the corgis on. She's won the Seams hand cream. She's won the Seams nail oil. She's won the little bag with the nail file and the sanitizer and the mask in, and some quilting gloves. Now, Julie, those gloves aren't for putting your moisturiser on and going to bed in at night time. They're for doing this. How lovely. Congratulations. They'll be winging their way to you next week. Obviously, nobody's going to go to the post office tomorrow. And by this time tomorrow, I will tell you who today's winner is, who will win this and this. Oops. This and this. There you go. Case Facet 10-inch charm pack and the signed. Now, when I know who it is, I will sign your name on the box. So you've got a totally and utterly personalised box there. Right. What else do you want me to do? Oh, yes, very quickly. The case that we did earlier. Sorry, I forgot all about those. The fat quarters first. We haven't opened them up because they're so limited. What a mess this is. Hang on. Here you go. Fat quarters. There's only 4 left. There's only 4 of these left now. I'm not going to open them because I'm going to show you the fabrics in a minute when I do the 10-inch charm pack. $79.99. There's only 4 of those left. You get 20 parakeets then. Then we've got the 10-inch charm pack, which these are just beautiful fabrics. So these are the fabrics you'll get in the fat quarters. You get 42 10-inch squares. Look, they're just glorious. Also called parakeet, disco mermaids. Hannah's favourite. I love this chrysanthemum-y one. Look, that's just beautiful. Then you've got your ovoids. Then you've got your convolulus. You've got your leaves. You've got feathers in here as well. Spots, poppy heads that is trying to be a caterpillar. Then you've got more spots there. Then you've got all this goodies. Feathers. Beautiful. All 10-inch squares. These are £44.99. Love this one. I've never seen that one before. $44.99 for your 42 10-inch squares. And finally, I've got, now this, I'm surprised there's any of these left. We had a huge stock of this earlier, but when we showed it earlier, it flew into baskets. This is the same colourway, same fabrics, 2.5-inch strips, design roll, 44 inches in length, 2.5 inches wide. Beautiful. Look, there's that one again. The wrong side. There you go. £44.99. What's the matter? Beautiful. Right. Tomorrow's menu. Now it's me tomorrow and Elliot, and little Paul is producing tomorrow. So this is what joys will bring you tomorrow. Let's have a look. Twirling and a swirling with Emma Bradford. We're not dancing. No. Then we've got African wax fabrics with a Darku. We're hoping they arrive in time. 10 o'clock, American paper piecing. Now remember, this is Great British Sewing Week. So we've got African wax fabrics, we've got American paper piecing. More African wax fabric. I love it. I love both of them, but Emma Bradford I've known for years. Now, Darku's just beautiful, isn't she? African wax fabrics with the Darku. I think we've got her book back. You know, her book with all those lovely patterns in, like the big circular skirt and everything like that. Then, of course, I've got to run all the way down the road to Yarn Lane Studio, which I've got to do in a minute. And we're doing knitted and crocheted accessories. Doesn't say what kind of accessories. Are they household accessories? Are they wearable accessories? I don't know. Anyway, if you're coming with me to Yarn Lane, stay watching the telly. If you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or on, YouTube, Facebook, or the website, you need to go to the Yarn Lane version now. And remember, if you shop on Yarn Lane as well, you are in the competition as well. And it's a roundup of, there's so many kits, I can't tell you. We'll be a while unpacking them all now. So thank you, Julie. I will see you in a month's time. And I'll see you either at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning on Sewing Street or in 4 minutes from now on Yarn Lane.